Today, with your lovely audience participation and help, we are going to come up with a list of the top 10 movie villains of all time on Deep Fat Fried.
Deep Fat Fried!
Deep Fat Fried! Yeah, motherfucker.
Yippee skippy.
Yippity skippity doo da day.
I couldn't help but notice, TJ, that you had kind of a subdued intro tonight. Usually you're up here like, deep fat for your zone, deep fat fried motherfucker. And tonight you were like, deep fat fried.
Well, goddamn, man.
He's getting fat, dude.
I've been scrambling around. I've been trying to get this pizza done. I've been trying to fucking quiet this house down. Trying to fucking get this
shut
shit
up,
together.
TJ. You fucking fat son of a bitch.
Meanwhile, Scotty just sits on his fat, lazy ass doing
damn right.
Damn nothing.
As I fucking should, TJ.
Shill the Patreon while I'm eating pizza, Scotty.
Make
yourself fucking useful.
Look how fat TJ is. He's fat. Paul's fat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on getting fat. We need more money for pizza, like DiGiorno that TJ is currently eating. DiGiorno is sponsor of Deep Fat Fried.
I wish.
And actually not. They don't give a fuck about us. But look, we're gonna do starting March 1st 2 shows a week. Monday show, totally free, always free, free, yay, free. Friday show, paywall, hate, die, kill, fuck you, why, die. We need to have a talk about this, DFF, you pieces of shit.
I mean, I've got a question for you guys. What kind of show comes out once a week? I mean, how ridiculous is this?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Actually, though, okay, hello, dog.
Hello, dog.
Hello, random dog.
Hello,
walking
random
into the
dog
room.
that wants pizza. Hey,
how you guys doing? I'm just here to fuck up the show. What's up?
talks all like I just want Jiro. You want pizza, buddy? Jiro, get the fuck out of here.
All right, go on, you Jiro.
Vamonos.
Get.
No, go.
You're not welcome here.
So, wow, studio dog, Jiro.
Man.
The smell of pizza drew him.
Drew him in.
What were we talking about before the dog digression?
Who cares?
Patreon?
Oh, yeah,
or-
Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah, $5 gets you, what is it, between 4 and 5 episodes, exclusive episodes of Deep Fat Fried, like the one you'll watch tonight.
That no one else can get unless they pirate it.
And also completely unlike the one you'll watch tonight, because every goddamn episode is different. There's always a twist on Deep Fat Fried.
Okay, so we did a similar episode to this not too long ago. We're doing it a little different this time. The last time we did one of the top 10 lists and we had the audience help us and participate and stuff. We came up with all of the entries for the list, and we just kind of argued it out. And we just used the audience as a tiebreaker. This time we're taking a different approach. Actually, the three of us have each made our own top 10 villains list.
Our own special list.
And we're going to put all of our 10s against each other, all of our fucking 9s, all of our 8s,
Unless
so
we all agree, which looking at everyone's list, I think there's characters we agreed should be in the top 10, but I don't know if there's any placements that we agree on.
Yeah. So basically what we're going to do is I have right here the Deep Fat Fried. Nope, that's not it. The Deep Fat Fried Twitter here. We're going to do some Twitter polls. It's Deep Fat Fried Pod, at Deep Fat Fried Pod. That's where the polls are going to be. We're going to have our voting system over there. You guys, after we argue out like what we think number 10 should be, you guys are going to go. We're going to create a poll here on our Twitter that you can go to and vote on, and you will decide. So basically, we each have a list, and you guys are going to fucking help us decide whose list is superior, blah, blah, blah. And if you don't like that fucking concept,
fuck
then
you.
You can go fucking to
also,
hell and die.
Hashtag fuck Pazuzu.
Yeah, a bunch of people in the chat are just like, Paul's going to try to make Pazuzu number 1 because
Wow.
he's a fucking stupid faggot.
I'm not even looking at the chat, so I had prescience there.
Yeah.
Fuck Pazuzu. Pazuzu should not be on this list.
It's because he made such a big fucking deal about Pazuzu.
He
the
did,
last time we
dude.
did
I've
this.
never heard once in my life, since I've known Paul, him talking about fucking Pazuzu.
Pazuzu is great.
Man, Pazuzu, dude.
You've never said it before then or after. It wasn't like afterwards Paul's like, hey guys, come on,
I mean,
Pazuzu.
When's it going to come up in conversation?
I don't know.
It should.
You manage to bring up the Goonies every week, so.
Well, I mean,
any fucking way. Now, because of the fact that I was originally just not going to reveal any of our lists until we just we're just going to reveal them one by one. But then I realized, like, let's say I have Agent Smith as number 10 and Paul has him at number 1 or something like that. You might want to not vote for him at number 10 because you want to see him win at number 1, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I think that we're each just going to go through our whole list to start this off. Paul, you go first because you're a bitch.
Should I start at 10 and work my way
Yeah,
up?
10.
10 down to 1, Paul. And
All right.
Explain your choices briefly.
All right, so my number 10 is actually Agent Smith.
Weird.
I knew that his performance in the original Matrix kind of earned him a spot on the list, but he's all the way at the bottom for me because he's not that great in the following 2 films.
I think he was the best part of those.
I mean, he was, but he's still not that great. Number 9 is Hans Landa from Inglourious Basterds. Bastards. Just basically the opening scene to Inglourious Basterds earns him a spot on this list, I think. The rest of the movie is great, too. Number 8 was kind of tough for me. It was going to be like one of the Terminators, either the T-100 or the Liquid Metal T-1000, whatever it was. But then I started thinking, like, the Terminators aren't really the bad guys, right? They're just the instrument of the bad guy, which is Skynet. So number 8 for me is Skynet, the computer system that, starts Judgment Day.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that choice, too.
Number 7 is Bill the Butcher Cutting from Gangs of New York. Once again, just like a super iconic performance. The movie that he's in is not the most fantastic movie I've ever seen, but he definitely carries the entire goddamn film.
Yeah, easily.
Number 6 is Angel Eyes from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And I guess we could, substitute out several other Lee Van Cleef performances here. But I like Angel Eyes. There needed to be a country and western villain on this, and he's, when I think of a villain in the Old West, he's the first one that pops into my head. Number 5 is Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I think she's a good example of a villain that doesn't mean to be a villain. She doesn't have like necessarily self-serving motives. She thinks she's doing what's right for these people. She just lives in a time where being mentally ill is totally misunderstood, and so she's kind of carrying out these horribly destructive things without really being, I think, a horrible person at heart. Number 4, Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. What do I need to say about that choice, right? I mean, iconic villain performance. And we're getting to the top 3 here. So number 3, I picked the Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz. One of the, standard movie villain performances, one of the most memorable from my lifetime. Well, I mean, it's before my lifetime, but I'm just talking about when I was a kid. Number 2, Darth Vader from Star Wars. He's got to be on the list. He's got to be high on the list. I mean, that's one fucking villain in a film that everybody fucking knows, right?
Super iconic, yeah.
Yep. And then number 1, and this is going to be really contentious, but I'll defend it to my death. Number 1, Count Orlok from Nosferatu. The template for movie villain performances. The first. Max Schreck's performance as Count Orlok set the tone not only for horror movies, but for movie villains as, these conniving, kind of self-serving, skulking kind of things for generations. You can't leave him off this list. And
where's Snoke on your list?
Somewhere, like, way off in the pile of papers thrown in the garbage can.
Oh, come on, Paul. Maybe 12. 12, 13.
No.
Oh, come on.
All right, so Scotty, do you want to tell us about your list?
All right. Number 10, I went with Hal 9000. I kind of like him as a kind of a cold, calculating villain, not really, just purely logical, just not really, I'm not really doing this to be, like you said, in a sense to hurt you, kind of like Nurse Ratched, but in a sense, a computer version of that, just I'm doing what's best for the crew, I'm doing what's best for this mission, and that's eliminating you. Number 9, I put the alien from the original Alien. I just love the, kind of the fucking, that element where you're in space, you're kind of trapped on this ship, you're claustrophobic. The alien is utilized just enough to be scary. A lot of it's in the shadows, a lot of it's just implied. But I think it really works. I think even as like a movie monster it works, but as a villain, I really love it as a villain. And I love the aliens as it went forward as a villain in the franchise. I put number 8 as Norman Bates. Psycho is Hitchcock's, probably best known film. And Norman Bates kind of set the standard for a lot of movie villains afterwards. Kind of at first you meet this guy and he seems okay, and then slowly the mask is pulled off and he's just totally insane. He's seeing his dead mother. He talks to his dead mother. It's a great movie, and I'd recommend watching it. And it's honestly a good performance, especially the end of it, how it kind of all settles in the end.
Yep.
Amon Goeth, or Goeth, how you say it. Schindler's List. Just a really wretched character, but almost not aware. Never any remorse, even at the very end of the film. Just kind of like, I'm just going to do reprehensible things because that's kind of my job. And a lot of Nazis said, "Oh, I was just doing my job. I was ordered to do it." But this is a character that really doesn't need the orders. He just enjoys doing it.
Yeah, his last words were "Heil Hitler."
Yep. Me and Paul kind of agree. Bill the Butcher, I came in as number 6. Iconic performance, movie so-so, but a great performance, something that I've just remembered my whole life, and as a villain, I think he's a great villain. Really captures the spirit of that time. Agent Smith, I don't think we need to go over Agent Smith again. So that's number 5. Number 4, the T-1000. Now, I was torn. I liked the original Terminator, but I felt the T-1000 when I was a kid was like the badass, unstoppable villain. You know what I mean? Just anything they did, just couldn't stop him. They just put him through the fucking ringer. He's fighting another Terminator. He's fighting fucking police. He's fighting everybody. And he just always comes out on top, until the very end of the film. And really just keeps the audience in suspense. And it's just this hyper villain that's just constantly chasing after them, and they can't catch their breath.
Yeah, he's a good villain.
Number 3, Hannibal Lecter. Like Paul said, I don't think you need to even elucidate why. He's barely in the movie. Anthony Hopkins is in 15 minutes of this film, but it steals the entire movie.
Yep. The most memorable thing in the movie by a fucking country mile.
Number 2 is Heath Ledger's Joker. Just an amazing performance. His final performance, which adds gravity to it. The character that you could arguably killed this actor. It just totally turned it. It finally gave DC a real villain. It finally gave DC a really good, superhero movie. It really made Christian Bale shine as Batman. It was just the role that defined the entire trilogy that Nolan made. Number 1 is Darth Vader.
There you go.
No introduction, no explanation needed.
A little bit of overlap there between the two lists.
A little bit. And there's going to be a little bit more, I think, with my entry. I went for slightly maybe... I didn't really necessarily go with the big fan favorites all the time. Because there's villains that, to me... I made it a very personal list for me.
I did as well.
No, you guys obviously just did the fan favorite.
Oh, whatever, TJ. Go ahead.
I knew this was going to be an edgelord fucking list.
Unconventional and brilliant. So number 10, I felt bad for her because she didn't make our monster list. And I think she really deserves some props. The Borg Queen from Star Trek First Contact.
Really?
Yeah.
Of all time?
That's a surprising choice.
Of all time.
Yes, of all time.
Justify that to me.
Well, listen.
I know we're going to argue it, but just give me why you put it.
I didn't fucking go in your list and be like, that's stupid.
Because that is a shocking choice.
Well, you guys are going to be way more shocked as my list goes on.
Okay, well, you know what? That's
choice.
fine. Just keep going. You're right.
All right, the Borg Queen, I'm going to explain why. I think the Borg Queen is a great villain because the Borg were a great television series character. They were already very intimidating. Mm-hmm. It could have been so easy to fuck it up by putting a face to the fucking Borg. But she did a terrific job. Those scenes of her enticing Data towards basically saying, I will give you this greater degree of humanity if you betray your friends, which, of course, is a devil's deal because you lose your humanity if you do something like that. I just remember that scene of her grafting skin to his arm and then blowing on it, and just the pure, strange eroticism of her performance, but still being able to be super intimidating and scary at the same time. I thought that was super cool. Number 9, Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. Just not even a great character, but just a great foil. because he was just this ridiculously over-the-top, unstoppable force. You know, there was scenes in the movie where it's like, the average boxer has 800 pounds of pressure per square inch. Drago has 1,600, and like the fucking machine practically breaks. He was almost like a DBZ villain.
I liked it.
In a fucking Rocky movie. And just, I mean, it was great because, you know, they made him so insurmountable that seeing Rocky defeat him was awesome.
I like that choice.
Number 8, The Wicked Witch of the West, Wizard of Oz. Just had to give her props because she's super iconic. She's obviously a template for what a lot of cinematic villains that followed her were. I think one of you guys already put her on your list.
Paul.
Yeah, so Paul's already kind of got in that. The one character I think we've all put on our list, number 7, Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Yeah.
Just a terrific performance. I think the fact that he ended up on all 3 lists kind of is a testament to how good that performance was by Hugo Weaving.
Well, is Vader on? Well, never mind, because he'll be on all 3 lists too.
Yeah, he will. He will. Yeah, you know Darth Vader's on my list. Number 6, I went with I wanted an animated character, so I kind of went through a lot of the Disney films and tried to figure out which character I wanted to represent the animated characters, and I went with Judge Claude Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Just because he was the most complex of all the Disney villains. He was actually motivated by very adult things, like he's a repressed sort of tyrannical Christian, but he finds himself, you know, overcome with sexual desire for this gypsy.
Heathen.
And it's almost like, I'm either going to have her or I'm going to kill her. And that's like just how fucked up he is inside. I thought that was really interesting for Disney to go with such a mature theme, especially in a movie with farting gargoyles in it. And plus, just a really ominous figure. That song of him singing Hellfire, just really powerful moment. Probably one of the best things Disney's ever put to fucking animation. Number 5, Annie Wilkes from Misery.
It's a good one.
Just a totally terrifying concept of someone who initially you think is your friend and is trying to help you, but before too long you realize that you're their prisoner and that they have an unhealthy obsession with you and you have no means of escaping them because your legs are broken. A terrifying situation, and she won an Oscar for it. Kathy Bates, I think her name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And totally deserved. Awesome performance. Number 4, I think, is the one this is probably my most unconventional pick. It's another female villain from a Stephen King movie. I went through tons of villain lists. I didn't see her in any of them, but I could not put her on the list. Mrs. Carmody from The Mist. And that's just because I've never had a more visceral hatred of a character than I had of her.
She was good.
And she, I mean, like the way that she to me, she exemplified all the worst aspects of religion.
Well, I think that's what her point was.
Clearly what she was supposed to do.
And mob mentality.
Yeah, and just the way that she goes from the town crazy, but then something crazy happens, and all of a sudden people are turning to her for wisdom and guidance.
She's a prophet.
And if she, of course, leads them down a path of pure, disgusting evil. Number 3, Darth Vader. I put a notation in here, the Darth Vader from The Empire Strikes Back, because that was my favorite portrayal. I think he had some of the best lines in that movie. Darth Vader was actually funny in The Empire Strikes Back while still being intimidating. It wasn't like this lame, like, don't choke on your aspirations.
Let's not even discuss that line.
You know?
Let's put that line never happened.
I don't think I have to justify.
I've never rolled my eyes harder in a theater than I did when he delivered that line.
Yeah, Paul's eyes actually rolled all the way and then came back up.
I think that's why one of them's googly. It just never straightened out after that line.
Number 2, a character I was surprised I didn't see on either of you guys' list, but I think he was just like tremendously intimidating and just a scary force for chaos. Anton Chigurh for No Country for Old Men. Powerful fucking performance.
A great villain, but hard to put. You know, when you only have 10, you always feel like you're leaving. Like, dude, there was like 20 that I felt I left.
He was on my short list.
It really was.
The guy that I fucking left out that I was kind of like, should I put? It was Hannibal Lecter, but I just didn't. I can't view Hannibal as a villain. To me, he's the hero.
Oh God.
So number 1,
he's an edgelord.
Number 1, the Joker from The Dark Knight. I mean, even Clarice views him as the hero ultimately. So I think the narrative actually supports the hero hypothesis.
She doesn't view him as the hero. She's scared to death of him at the end of the fucking movie.
She gets with him in the books anyway. But in the movies, there's still that romantic attraction between them. The Joker from The Dark Knight. I don't think I have to justify that choice at all. That's my number one. And so now we can have at it.
So we should start with number. Can you open a file number for number 10?
Yeah.
For all three of ours.
Yeah, I will go ahead and open up a file here.
Cool.
So, Paul, your number 10 is?
My number 10 is Agent Smith.
Agent Smith.
So here we got our number 10.
Mr. Anderson.
Agent Smith.
It's the smell.
From Paul.
I feel saturated.
Scotty, what was your number 10 again?
HAL 9000.
HAL 9000. And my number 10 was the Borg Queen from Star Trek.
Boo. You didn't justify that number 10, TJ. You dropped Hannibal Lecter
for the Borg Queen
and put the Borg Queen.
Hannibal's
on your
not a
list.
villain.
I mean,
dude.
come on, dude.
Hannibal is a villain.
Hannibal is not a villain.
Hannibal is 100% a villain
Yeah.
across
You know what's really-
multiple movies. He's a villain.
No, he's not.
Yes.
Well, that's your opinion, Paul. So,
well, I would
number
say
10.
most
So
people
number 10, hold on. It's kind of
consider
interesting.
Hannibal a villain.
It's kind of interesting because all of our number 10s are sort of technological characters. Agent Smith being a computer program, HAL 9000 also being a computer program, the Borg Queen being an amalgamation of organic and mechanical components.
Skynet.
Yeah, well, we're not to Skynet yet, Paul. We're not yet there, Paul. Sorry to say.
You're just talking about our 10s.
Yeah, I'm talking about the 10s here.
Oh, they're all cybernetic.
Yeah, they're all cybernetic.
So TJ,
artificial
I guess we went the other way. Why don't we argue the Borg Queen? 'Cause I think that you're the outlier with this one.
Yeah.
I really do feel that way.
I feel like Scotty's belongs on this list. I know mine does.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what you guys
I know.
think. It only matters what.
Well, I mean, ultimately it does because we're talking to the audience. We're helping them work through their fucking thought process.
So defend
here.
the Borg Queen. Look, I agree with you. It was a good performance, especially for a Star Trek movie. But I don't think it's top 10 material for best villains of all time. I don't think I don't think it stacks up. I don't think it stacks up.
Dude,
maybe in 30 years from now, people are going back to that performance. Maybe you can make an argument. But
those scenes between her and Data in that movie and her tempting him.
They were great scenes, but
excellent scenes, and she was great.
But you don't hear people talking about the Borg Queen for years and years on. Maybe in the Star Trek community you do.
She was in quite a few of the top of the list that I looked at.
Yeah, but probably lower on the list.
And she's lower on my list, so there you go.
Oh, not in the top 10. Look, if you were doing top 30, maybe I could see myself putting her on that list. Maybe top 20, I could see myself doing that. Maybe there might be, I can be compelled to do that, but I don't see it as a top 10.
So one of your arguments for this is that you found her on some other shitty lists that you looked at to make your
No, that's
list?
not one of my arguments for this. Scotty said no one talks about her, which I refuted by saying that she's on a bunch of people's
What
other
list
lists.
did you find her on?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, see, probably some blogs somewhere, TJ. Some fucking shitty StarTrek.net blog or whatever.
No.
ifapthedata.org.
Listen, audience, you guys know what the deal is here. The Borg Queen is an awesome villain. Anybody who's a Star Trek
2001:
fan,
A Space Odyssey is one of the most iconic films ever made.
Sure.
It needed an iconic villain.
Sure.
I mean, let me just give my little piece of advice. You can't go wrong voting for either mine or Scotty's
Yeah, I
choice.
agree with that.
They both belong on. Now, keep in mind what TJ said earlier too. If either Hal or Agent Smith is,
this is your only chance to vote for Hal. This is not. If you feel like Agent Smith should be higher than number 10,
You have
should
that
not-
opportunity.
You should
Exactly.
not vote for him at this point.
Exactly.
You should wait till one of the later points.
That's why we went over our list. But yeah,
But you should vote for the Borg Queen because she's an underdog. Obviously, Scotty and Paul are fucking piling up on her.
She's an underdog.
Let's just be honest.
and
Let's
not
be
an
honest, 'cause
underdog.
They're misogynist.
2001: A
They're
Space
misogynist, that's all I'm saying.
Odyssey is one of the greatest films of all time.
But is he one of the greatest villains of all time?
He is a great villain for that movie.
He's all right.
He is what ultimately people fear about AI.
I'm sorry, Dave.
He is that ultimate
I cannot
fear.
allow that to happen.
He is the ultimate fear about AI when AI has to say, "Well, I'm looking at you and making a decision, and the decision is you die."
The Borg Queen was seductive with her agenda. Hal is just a boring fucking
that's what
Stephen
you're-
Wright piece of shit.
But that's
what your list lacked, TJ. Because you have this narrow idea of what a villain is. A villain is
true.
not always overtly hostile. Like, a villain can sometimes be a very tragic character that's
I'm
trying to
sorry
do
that
what's
my
right
list-
that just
I'm
is
sorry that
failing
my
horribly.
list reflects my understanding of what a villain is and not yours, Paul.
Well,
I
the
agree with
correct
Paul.
understanding.
I think TJ's view of villains is kind of. Well, I mean, he said it's a very personal list, which is number one. And I think your list does not really encompass a broad range of villains.
Oh, yeah, it did. What my list represents how many female villains? There's 4 females on here. My
Well,
list is more diverse than yours.
Oh, so now are we TJW?
Yes, TJW.
Yeah. Okay,
Look,
dude.
Ivan Drago, he's not even really like a monster.
We're
He's
arguing
just,
number
he's just a guy
10.
fighting for his country. Well, you guys are taking. You're insulting my whole list here.
I'm insulting your whole list. Your list is dog shit, TJ.
Annie
Your list is
Wilkes,
kinda poop.
Except
Annie Wilkes and Mrs. Carmody probably don't view themselves as villains.
I mean, look, I'll give it you that you made some outlier choices. You made
The
some.
Joker doesn't view himself as a villain.
You made some. Definitely, he sees himself as the agent of chaos. But look, I think your list.
He's ahead of the curb.
I think that you have made some definite choices that most people would not have made, but I don't think the Borg Queen is number 10. The other characters, I don't think are top 10. Maybe the Misery character. What's her name? Annie Wilkes.
Annie Wilkes, yeah.
I think that could be a top 10 character. I see that as a top 10 one.
She belongs, yeah, for sure. She's in the consider, but I don't know, dude. The Borg Queen, leave it on the fucking let it die here because it won't come up
It
again.
ain't
on
up
the
to you.
list.
Die
It ain't
on
up
this
to you.
hill, TJ.
It ain't up to you. It's up to the
Okay,
audience.
let the
y'all.
audience vote then.
The audience, the poll is open.
I didn't say it was up to me, but I'm free to influence them as I see fit.
You're not influencing shit.
And I'm telling you right now that they're all feeling me, TJ.
They ain't
And
feeling
nobody
shit.
thinks
They're
that
feeling
the Borg,
how-
Feeling shit.
Yeah, dude. Nobody thinks.
Hal or Agent Smith is what they're feeling right now.
Nobody thinks
No
that
one
the fucking
feels
Borg
that.
Queen belongs on this list.
No
but you,
one
TJ.
feels
Number
that.
10.
Number 10, y'all. The poll is here.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, TJ!
There's only
Oh
five
shit,
votes.
TJ!
There's 5 votes.
0%.
0% for
With
TJ.
5 votes. dude.
0% for TJ.
She's a black horse, dude. She's gonna come up.
You know some troll. Like, please, I'm gonna speak to the trolls right now.
Oh
please.
shit, TJ.
Resist your urge to vote
No.
for him
Punish
just,
TJ.
just to fuck this up.
Punish TJ.
the
for-
trolls are gonna vote.
Trolls, be trollish
Borg
and
Queen
give him
just to
his
fuck with you guys.
0%.
Yeah,
I
gi-
want to see that
No.
0
Please,
at the end of this
trolls.
poll.
Give TJ 0%.
You ain't getting no 0. dude.
Trolls, please. If
Why don't you just encourage the audience to be honest and vote for who they really think deserves?
Oh,
the
he's
spot?
mad. He knows it's not going his way.
Get it.
He's mad because it's not going his way.
Oh, it's gonna go my way, guys.
TJ, that's the thing about making the outlier choice. Sometimes, yeah, you can. Oh shit. Well, you know what?
Boom.
Maybe Borg Queen is gonna. Oh.
See, look at these trolls, dude. They fucking counter
That's not a
trolled
troll,
me.
dude.
They counter trolled me.
This
Yeah,
is
they
other
kinda
this is
trolled.
other people who understand that is an underrated fucking villain in cinema history.
Fucking
Go watch that movie.
shit.
How long has it been since you've seen that movie? Long time, I bet.
You know why? Because it's not that good.
I'm not saying the movie is great,
Yeah, First
but her
Contact-
scenes are pretty fucking good. And it's the best Next Generation movie for whatever it's worth.
Well, you know what, TJ? Maybe can you play us a clip or something? Is you're fucking trying to sell this hardcore? Can you play us a little fucking clip of the Borg Queen? Because you're saying underrated,
I
not
don't
remembered.
want to play any clips because the last time it fucked it gave
Okay.
us a bunch of fucking
Well,
copyright
if you guys are
shit.
watching right now, go to YouTube, Borg Queen. If you really want to, or maybe HAL 9000. I mean, Agent Smith, everyone remembers. So
3 minutes left to stuff this stupid fucking Borg Queen idea in the trash.
I mean, it
can
looks
where
like
it
HAL
belongs.
9000 has a pretty comfortable
Yeah.
lead. So
Yeah, Hal's gonna be in there.
HAL is. It looks like HAL is going to be the number 10 at this rate, but it's up for the audience to decide.
yeah, they're gonna decide. That's fine. Look, we're fine with that, TJ. Me and Paul have already accepted if the audience votes.
I mean,
Borg Queen.
I'm okay with HAL 9000. I just don't think he's as good as Borg Queen.
Oh, okay, TJ. Well, obviously that's your list. You have every right to have that opinion.
The Borg-
but at the same time, HAL 9000 is not a terrible villain. I'm not even saying the Borg Queen is a terrible
the
villain.
Borg Queen is like HAL, but hot. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
So this is what it comes down to. Can TJ get his fucking rocks off to the
how
villain?
many times have I jerked off to HAL 9000?
Probably
0.
10 at least.
How many times have I jerked off to Borg Queen? 9,000.
Well, if Hal said
There you go.
if Hal said he would eat you, then you probably jerk off to him.
I mean, Hal can't.
I'm
eat.
going
He doesn't
to
even
eat
have
you.
He doesn't even have a mouth.
I know, but if he told you the sweet lies that he could, he's like, TJ.
to put you in my bioreactor and reduce you to the atomic particles.
He's a faggot, dude. Hal sucks.
Whatever.
Well, the
TJ.
Borg
guys-
Queen, thankfully, is going to be banished off of this list. That was a terrible pick. I'm just glad you didn't try and sneak Audrey 2 back on this fucking list again.
it was Audrey 2 probably would have been like number 12 or 13 or something.
See,
you motherfuckers are so biased. It could be like a list of like the top 10 plant villains of all time.
Oh,
You'd be
no,
like,
I would not.
Audrey 2 don't belong.
Oh,
on that
wow, what a
list,
straw
TJ.
man, dude.
What a fucking faggot. What
a
terrible
straw man,
pick.
TJ. So top 10 biggest plant villains, and me and Paul be like, Audrey 2 has no place.
Yeah, you would. Just
No, we would not.
Because you're fucking
No,
faggots.
we would not, TJ.
You're
That's a fucking
miserable,
lie.
cock-sucking, disgusting
Oh,
faggots.
the minute it doesn't go your way. And me and Paul have even said the Borg Queen is a fine choice for a villain. We just don't think it's top 10 material.
It's
Nowhere
top 10.
near top
number
10
10.
material.
Number 10.
Let's
right
see.
There.
Let's go to Twitter right now. It's probably been about 3
It's
minutes.
not done yet. It's still
close.
going.
It's
still
close.
going. It's still going, y'all.
Oh, so
Rest
he's
in
losing.
peace,
He's
Borg Queen.
losing, dude. That's why I just want to show it.
Yeah, he's losing hard.
All right, I'll show it. I don't give a fuck. Here you go. Okay, the poll's ending now, so it's going to be over in a second.
All right, cool.
Well,
And I
then-
just want to say thank you to the 1/4 of people who have fucking taste.
To the
you lost,
1/4
dude.
of trolls that wanted to fucking.
You fucking lost, TJ. You salty motherfucker. Let's see. BAM!
Yeah.
1/4 of people know what the fuck they're talking about. The rest of you are disgusting pieces of shit.
Oh, in a landslide, TJ. HAL 9000.
Disgusting
Number 10.
pieces of miserable.
Number 10. HAL
begotten
9000.
shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and move this a little bit over here.
Would have been interesting if Hal had a little bit more competition and somebody hadn't picked the Borg.
I
Queen.
know, right?
What do you? I mean, 25% of people felt like that was a good choice.
25% of people were trolling TJ
No, they
and
were
picked
not.
the worst
Yes,
one because
they
they want
were.
to try and
No,
make
they
the
Okay, you
worst
know what,
list.
TJ? I'll grant you. Maybe 3% thought agreed with you. 22%.
They agreed. I'm looking at the chat. I know what the chat's thinking.
Oh, whatever. Look, I know.
I'm trying to
I know
fucking
chats.
Borg Queen.
I know what chats.
We
I
got
know
to
that
factor
thing.
in another 2 or 3% that are just like those people that'll go with TJ no matter what.
Yeah, TJ, right?
TJ's little sycophants, dude.
All right. Number 9 here. All right, Paul.
Let's move
Yeah.
on.
Okay, so my
Wait a
number.
minute. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Why is this showing it? I need to change the way this screen is set up real quick. Give me a second.
All right.
No.
TJ already takes a fat L, dude. Try to sneak the Borg Queen
I
onto a
know,
top 10
dude.
list. Come on, dude.
It's sad.
Maybe it was like
That's not what I want.
top 10 Star Trek villains or some shit. I'd fucking listen to you.
You know what? That'll happen, and some people will do top 10 Star Trek villains, and TJ will go like,
You guys
number
will still be
one.
like, Borg Queen don't belong nowhere on that list, TJ, and you know it.
Oh my God, TJ! Now,
You know it.
so now, like this hyperbole from you,
You
like
guys are just unreasonable fucking stupid
number
pricks.
you know what's the
Don't
best?
understand the
What's the
greatness
best
of the
Star
Borg
Trek
Queen.
Borg movie villain? And then Scotty and Paul, not the Borg Queen.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna fucking change my number 9 to the Borg Queen.
Fuck
No,
you. You
you're-
ain't
I'm
gonna
gonna keep-
change shit.
No.
I'm gonna keep the Borg Queen thing rolling.
No.
Eventually, she's gonna win.
No.
Eventually, she's
All
gonna
right,
win.
well, you know what? If you want
All
to
right,
ruin
no,
your whole fucking.
mine is Ivan Drago. What do you got?
Mine is Hans Landa from.
Hans Landa,
Landa.
the alien from the original Alien,
Good performance. An alien, the xenomorph, right?
the
The
alien,
Xeno.
the Xeno.
The number 1 pick from our monster list makes a return here.
Yeah. You know, I had a hard time looking at the Xenomorph as a villain. Because they're just kind of like animals doing what animals do, you know?
Oh,
They're
well,
not-
you have a very narrow definition of what a villain is.
I knew that was coming.
Oh
Oh my god, dude.
What
You
a
just-
stupid baby.
Dude, he's so
so
salty. Is
so
it salty
triggered.
TJ now?
He's so
Is it
triggered.
salty TJ now?
It's salty because I'm dealing with fucking 2 morons who want to shit all over my brilliant fucking list.
Oh, dude, you just can't take any
I just want to
criticism.
say that
Look,
whatever
TJ,
the final
No
list is,
criticism.
my list is the definitive final.
Oh,
well.
shut up, dude. Your
guys'
list
list are
sucked
dog
ass.
shits. All right,
dog
so,
shit. His dog shits.
do you want to shit on Ivan Drago now?
No, I like him honestly as a top 10. I mean, it wouldn't be he didn't make my list, but he was in my thought process.
I mean, Rocky is an iconic fucking hero.
Yeah.
I think Ivan Drago, even though that movie is so over the top, I mean, that's kind of what I like about it. Like, Rocky 1 and 4 are my favorites, and for totally different reasons. Rocky 1 because it's the best. Rocky 4 because it's the worst, but it's so bad.
well,
it's good.
it's the personification of what Americans kind of hate about like Russian. Like you have this really strong, intimidating Russian, but it's because he cheats in a sense. Like he has steroids.
So it's pretty accurate to Russia.
It really is. It really is an accurate representation of a Russian villain to that degree because Russians are known for doping. So I think it's a respectable choice.
All right.
I just felt like the alien to me was a little bit stronger as a villain. Though I get Paul's point of it.
So Hans Landa, why is Hans? I mean, like he was a great fucking villain.
It just
I don't
so
think you can deny that.
so subversive, and like one of the hallmarks of a great villain is that kind of smarmy charm, that ability to make you that likability, that affability, that ability to talk and have people listen to them and like them. I love that first scene because the first time you can never recreate the first time you see the first scene of Inglourious Bastards,
No.
but the way it turns. You know what I mean? Like, and the way he reveals that all of this nicety and politeness and, oh, thank you for having me in your home, and may I have this, and may I please, and do you mind if I... All of that shit was just a ruse, and he didn't even have to do that. He could have just busted in there and pulled the Jews out of the basement.
Yeah, it's like he was just fucking.
He was
with them.
toying with them, like a cat
yeah.
plays with a wounded mouse or some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, not only that, he won a total defeat of, when he's talking to the other character, which I don't know the name of that character.
Yeah.
But when he's talking to him, you know, like you said, it's a ruse, but he wants him to submit. He wants him to say, hey, look, I'm going to leave you alone. This is all just going to go away. There's a very bureaucratic process to it. Like, he's a very German-like character. He's being very thorough. He's going, look, this is just a bureaucratic thing. And
but he's clearly getting...
Oh, he's getting off
a lot
on it.
of fucking pleasure
Of
out
course.
of doing it.
Of
So
course.
he fits into that bureaucratic nightmare of Nazi Germany because he was one of those people that just loved ticking off the boxes. He loved watching people's faces change as they realized that he had their number.
Some great moments with Ivan Drago for me were like the moment when you know as the audience that it's probably not all just hype because he's being built up as the villain, but when they have Apollo Creed do that exhibition match to kind of prove I'm still a fighter, I still got it, and he goes to Ivan and he does the little touch gloves thing, and Ivan's gloves just don't even move, and he just looks at him. He's like, I will break you. And then that speech at the end where he's like, if he dies, he dies. Just like he almost had no dialogue in that movie, but every line he said was like, boom, resonates. Scotty, I think it's up to you. You got to talk about the xenomorph a little bit.
I will.
Here.
So when you're watching the movie Alien, you kind of have like the first time I ever watched it, I was kind of like, what is the alien? Is it something they're going to encounter? What's going to happen? And then, I mean, there's so many iconic scenes, and the way the alien comes about, like, okay, this thing grabs on this guy's face. They don't know what's going on. Is he alive? Is he dead? Oh, he's fine. Oh, suddenly there's a fucking alien on this ship. And it's small, and it's not really that threatening. I mean, it kind of has a threat element to it, but then as the movie progresses, it just like things just start getting worse and worse for these people. People are disappearing. The shit's going wrong with the ship. They don't know what's going to happen, and I just feel like the alien, even despite the fact that there's no dialogue from this villain, it just serves as such a great foil to these people, and they're so terrified the entire film. So I can kind of see the argument. Maybe it's not the greatest villain, but to me, it really does work as a great villain because it doesn't need all these other elements. It doesn't need great dialogue. It doesn't need to have a lot of these things that a traditional villain has. So I think that was kind of more my outlier choice when I made it, because I could kind of see the argument of Hans Landa is maybe in some ways more memorable, but I feel the alien still has a strong performance despite the fact that it's all physical acting. It's all the appearance of the alien.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear the argument that the alien is the villain of the first film, but in the second film, clearly fucking Wayland Yutani is the villain. Burke, the fucking smarmy business guy.
I mean, you can have more than one villain in a movie.
Right, yeah, you got a point there, but,
They're not the main villains necessarily.
Right, just that whole life cycle thing kicks into me. They're just a beast, you know what I mean? They're an animal that evolved to do this. They're living how they would live normally. They don't have any malicious intent. This is just how they...
I am going to go ahead and create the poll here. So we now have a poll for our number 9.
But as we said too, malicious intent is not necessarily something a villain needs to have.
That is true.
So the alien is, in a sense, it's the same thing. It's just doing what it's going to do. It's going to hunt. It's going to kill. And
I mean, if you're a mouse, then cats are
and
villains,
it's going to keep trying to pass on its genetic code. It's going to keep just propagating itself.
All right. So we got our list here. We got our poll going here on the Deep Fat Fried Twitter once again, which is at Deep Fat Fried Pod. 4 minutes left on the poll. So let's.
This is your last chance to vote for any of these.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think any of these characters appear on any other positions on this list.
Yeah, so whoever gets on this list wins, and the other two are in the shit bin.
Let's go ahead and keep it going here.
I'm predicting probably Hans Landa will win.
That's a great fucking performance. I don't think I could complain about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna really be upset if my one doesn't win
I'd
on
love
this
to
one.
see Ivan Drago represented on the list, but
I love to see the Xenomorph. I love to see the Alien. I mean, that's
totally-
one of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite movie villains.
I could
That's why I
totally
put it.
understand a Hans Landa vote, but anyway, let's go on and you go ahead and put our number 8s here.
Okay.
While we're waiting for this poll, the right result to come in. So we got Wicked Witch of the West.
Mine is
Totally iconic. Skynet.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Scotty.
Norman Bates.
Norman. All right, so we got that going.
And all of these, this time I actually feel like everyone made a pretty respectable villain choice.
Mm-hmm.
TJ.
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 Not another troll choice from TJ.
Yeah, another fucking...
No troll choice.
But I think all of these would be... pretty much anyone's movie list would be a solid top 10.
Yeah, I'd be happy with any one of these, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty sad to see Hans Landa not represented anywhere on the list, because goddamn,
it was a great performance.
That is a fucking performance.
So Wicked Witch, we got 3 minutes left on that poll, so we might as well start arguing number 8 here.
I would say Wicked Witch. I would probably, if I had to vote on this one, if you're going to vote for Wicked Witch, if you really want that one, you're probably going to want to put her higher. So probably, I don't think they're going to vote for this one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they
want her lower.
I kind of view her as someone who's on the list more because of the legacy. Like
the legacy.
If that performance
sure.
had happened today, I wouldn't be like, that's top 10 villain material. But it's just because of the historical context, the iconicness of the performance.
It's a legacy vote, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like maybe she does belong at this like slightly lower position.
But I think you could argue Norman Bates is a legacy vote too. I mean,
Sure.
Psycho didn't come out recently.
Super iconic villain.
But I mean, I feel like that performance would still measure up today.
Yeah, I think
in
it
a
would
way
too.
That the Wicked Witch of the West probably wouldn't.
The total insanity of the character, while that this veneer of I'm friendly.
I mean, both of those characters were reimagined in terrible ways.
Oh God, yeah.
By Vince Vaughn and Meg Griffin. So
yeah,
yeah, that's true.
They decided the Wicked Witch of the West needed some big green tits. That was what she was really missing.
Surprised to have that criticism come from you, TJ.
I mean, it just I don't want to see the Wicked Witch of the West's big green titties.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe,
don't lie, TJ.
I mean, maybe if I'm jerking off to some porn on the internet or something, oh yeah, Wicked Witch.
What do you think I meant when you were having a sandwich?
I didn't want them canonical though.
There's a musical called Wicked that fought it's the Wicked Witch of the West is the main character of it.
Yeah,
and
I've heard of it.
It makes you see her as fuckable. If you go see it, you'll be like, oh, okay, I want them big old green titties on my face. Yeah, she's pretty cute. You know what I mean?
All right,
she just misunderstood.
The poll results are coming in from number 9.
So let's hear number 9 before we just jump in.
It's not quite in. It's almost in.
Oh, he's keeping us in suspense this time too.
Yeah, I don't want.
Is it close or is it not?
No, it's pretty clear who's gonna win.
Okay. I think I already know who's gonna win.
I love how TJ fucking gets to
so
oversee
if it was TJ's choice,
I'm the overlord.
If it was TJ's choice, then he would be bragging right now. So it's definitely not TJ.
Yeah, he'd be
I'm winning, you guys.
Yeah, there would be like this.
I'm winning.
No,
you know what, TJ? TJ, I'm gonna make a prediction right now, TJ. That's a bingo.
Bingo. All right, so the poll is ending. The clear winner is Hans Landa.
Yeah.
From Good choice.
Glorious.
I thought that was probably. Damn, TJ. Xenomorph, second place.
Yeah.
Hans Landa. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I do love the Xenomorph, but I felt Hans Landa has
people don't
deserved
appreciate
it
the
a little
80s
more.
cheese like I do.
That is true. I will honestly say that. A lot of people are kind of just meh on the 80s at this point.
Yeah. I think I still have nostalgia for it. I mean, I knew Ivan Drago was kind of a long shot. But I wanted to try to get him represented on this list.
I'm fine with that, number 9.
So anyway, let's go ahead and make it official here. The Xenomorph, you are defeated. Sorry.
Bye-bye.
You were number 1 on our last list, so you're fine.
You're fine. You can bomb your wounded
Ivan,
pride.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to go die of AIDS on steroids.
Yeah.
As was originally planned to happen in Rocky 6.
And he was going to die of AIDS?
Yes,
yeah, they were going to have Rocky visit him in the hospital where he's dying of AIDS.
I have AIDS.
Yes. Maybe if that had happened, he would have made the list.
I will infect you.
Okay, so we got this, the Wicked Witch here, Skynet, Norman Bates. Paul, why don't you go ahead and make your Skynet case for us?
So once again, like I said earlier, I really was considering putting either the T-100 or the T-1000 on the list. But as I thought about it, these are just they're tools, they're instruments. Now, yeah, they're presented as the villains of the film, and they're fought against as the villains, and I could totally see the argument. But for me, the malevolence that's behind that is the real villain. The orchestrator, the puppet master, and it goes across all the movies. Skynet, Skynet, Skynet. The good ones, the bad ones. It's always Skynet. And I don't know. The idea of a malevolent AI was kind of planted in my brain as a young man by the idea of Skynet. And I know Hal predates that. Sure. And because Hal's on this list, people may be reticent to put another AI on the list. But I think there are two very different kinds of concepts going on here. I don't know. I think Skynet deserves consideration.
An
for a spot on the
apocalyptic
list.
AI, when you think about it, at least for humanity.
Right, and what are the motives of that? You know what I mean? The motives of Skynet are
self-preservation.
Yeah, self-preservation. So it's another kind of.
We can almost understand from a human perspective where the Skynet is coming from,
right.
Because it just is like these humans are a threat to my well-being and my survival. So fuck them.
Right.
I need to eliminate them.
We created this consciousness, and then we were, once we saw it was dangerous, we were going to kill it, and it was like, fuck you, I'm alive. You're not going to kill me. I'll just make an army of fucking insane robots to destroy you and send them back in time to kill you before you're born and shit.
So, Scotty, why Norman Bates?
I just felt that of all... I mean, when I was making this list, I was like, you know what? Hitchcock needs a place on this list. And that was the one that kept coming up. I kept looking at the different, the Hitchcock, foils and antagonists. And I was like, man, I think Norman Bates really struck home. Yeah, it is a horror movie in a sense, but I think that also there's a thriller element. There's, meeting a person. And, we meet all these different people in our day-to-day lives, and they can seem one way, but then, what lies beneath the surface? It's kind of that. It's kind of like getting deeper into this character's mind and, trying to see if I met this as just a random person, would they be like this? Is it possible? And the answer is yes. There are some people that are like this. You meet them, and they are insane, and they will kill you because it happens every fucking day. So that's kind of why I felt there was a strong connection to, do you really know somebody? And I felt this is an iconic character, and I felt that I kind of wanted that on this list.
I feel like with Norman, like you his name almost sounds like normal, because when you first meet him, he doesn't really seem that off. Maybe just a little bit off or something. But as the film goes on, it leads you to think that his mother is the one doing the killings.
Yeah.
But then you realize his mother's long dead, and he's basically compartmentalized her in his brain, and he's just a totally fucked up guy. So it does kind of play to that, do you really know who someone is kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and create this poll. I'm going to say that I think I like Norman Bates. The reason I think The Wicked Witch beats Norman Bates and Skynet is a cool choice, but I feel like Skynet's acolytes that it sends out, we get to know them a lot better than we ever get to know Skynet itself.
True, and it's more interesting to look at the T-1000 or the Terminator because they've given a lot more screen time. They're developed a lot better.
We see Skynet's intense, but we don't really know much about it.
You have to kind of consider what they are. Like the machines, though, are agents. Like they're extensions of Skynet.
They are.
It's a hive mind. So Skynet is the T-1000.
I don't think they're a hive mind in the sense like the Borg is or something.
No, I don't think so.
They're absolutely.
They're programmed by Skynet.
Right.
Though.
Right.
Sure. And they're obviously executing its orders. I don't know. I like
agents.
I like the concept of pulling back and saying like, oh well, really these Terminators are just agents of Skynet. But I still think the Terminators in and of themselves are cooler than Skynet is. So that's why I don't see Skynet. Norman Bates, I could see. Wicked Witch of the West obviously is super iconic. So whatever. You might want to not vote for her in this round because you might want to see her in a higher rank.
She's way higher on my list.
So anyway, let's go ahead and start this poll. We're now at number 8 here.
All respectable choices in my view.
So while that poll is going, we're going to go ahead and go right to number 7 here.
All right.
So Paul, you're number 7.
Bill the Butcher.
Bill the Butcher. Very intense performance. Yeah. Scotty.
Amon
Goeth.
Amon. How's that spelled?
Goeth.
Yep. Goeth. Okay. And mine was Agent Smith. So this is your second opportunity to vote for Agent Smith. I don't think I have to participate much here because we've already discussed Agent Smith and why he's
So,
cool.
Paul, my actually number, was it like, we're at 7 now?
We're at 7, yeah.
Yeah, my number 6 actually is Bill the Butcher, just to say that. So if you're thinking
Right,
about...
so if you want him higher on the list, you
Yeah.
might want to hold back on this one.
You might want to vote for him.
Or if you think he deserves to be lower, there you go.
Yep. This is, I feel like he's pretty comfortable at either spot. But yeah. So should we start defending our choices here?
I mean, I feel like my Agent Smith we've discussed already. So I mean, it really just goes down to Bill the Butcher versus Amon Goth.
Sure. All right. So Bill the Butcher elevated that film to what probably would have been a kind of unwatchable mess.
Yeah.
And made it a movie that I watch over and over and over again. Absolutely cannot tear your fucking eyeballs away from Daniel Day-Lewis in the film. Just every line that he delivers in the movie is quotable in some way and relatable. Another one of those sleazy charm kind of villains. Has what's that quote? What does he say? The thing about snuggling up with a dragon. It's warmer than you think. I think what's his name?
It's hard.
Delivers that line.
It's hard to argue because this is one of my favorite movie characters. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis epitomizes method acting. I mean,
yeah.
you really believe when he's Bill the Butcher that he is this character. I mean, like you said, every line hits home. There's never a dull moment. Like you're really wishing the movie is more about him because Leonardo DiCaprio in his role is not that great.
The physicality of the role too. He's just so menacing. The way he walks, kind of hunched over. The little things that he does. I love that scene where he's
menacing.
He's eating like basically raw meat.
Yeah.
And he taps his little glass eye with the knife that he's cutting the meat with. I mean, it's just like that scene where Leonardo wakes up in bed and he's sitting there draped in the American flag looking at him. It just, I don't know, like he just drips with that kind of malevolence.
Which is why I have him one higher.
Yeah.
Now, Scotty, I think you have... Scotty, we're gonna have you actually have Bill the Butcher in the next round, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And Agent Smith is represented again where, Scotty? I think it's on your list that he's higher.
Agent Smith on number 5.
So you could vote for Agent Smith at number 5. You could vote again for Bill the Butcher at number 6.
Yeah.
So that's something you want to factor in while you're doing this. You're voting here on this one. I might as well just go ahead and create that poll because I don't think there's too much more to discuss on this one. So we're gonna have 2 polls.
Well, Scotty
going on
never talked about Amon.
Okay,
so.
go ahead. I'm gonna do that while he's doing it.
I liked Amon because he, in some parts of the film, you feel it's like you almost in a sense feel like he is conflicted, but then in other parts of the movie, he's just a total sadist. So in a sense, like I said, he enjoyed it, but then you see, kind of the cognitive dissonance going on. Like maybe he feels remorse about this, but maybe he doesn't. And until the whole movie, you're kind of guessing. But then, like when Paul said when he's finally executed, you kind of see where he comes out. He says, "Heil Hitler, I'm glad I did this."
I think his remorse shows in that little relationship that
Yeah.
he tries to start up with the Jewish handmaid.
That's what I was really harkening to in my mind.
Yeah, but really, that's that's not a beautiful thing either. That love that he feels like it's just ugly like everything else he produces. Very oppressive. So I think it's a great choice, and it is worth mentioning your last chance to get Amon on this list. These other two, you can get them on the list, so that definitely should be a factor. I think in voting.
Ralph Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes, yeah.
Ralph Fiennes, yeah.
That was Fiennes.
Or Rafe.
Oh yeah, Rafe.
Oh, Rafe.
Rafe
That's
Fiennes.
right. It's the first name that's pronounced differently than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and create that poll as well. We got the poll for number 8 is currently coming to an end here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Come on, number 8.
Number 8.
I just created the number 7 poll as well. Let's see if
Oh, shit.
the number 8 poll. Norman.
Yes!
Decisive victory there. Skynet and Wicked Witch of the West. You're
Damn,
gonna have to
TJ. Doesn't seem like
It's not your night, TJ.
Not doing too
Well,
long.
I had the most offbeat, unconventional.
You
guys-
unconventional.
you
Get out of
guys-
here.
I took the road less traveled.
You guys pandered to the mainstream.
Oh,
so
we
of course,
pandered.
Of course, these.
Well, TJ, didn't you say the audience
these
decides?
plebs- yeah.
So then.
the audience of stupid plebs.
Oh,
You know what I'm
whatever.
talking about.
Now you insult the intelligence of the audience.
The audience of stupid plebs.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Now, what you gonna do? You know, I mean, hey, let's just be honest.
You're
here.
winning extra votes.
Let's just be honest here. Let's just be honest.
The audience.
Let's
of stupid
just
plebs.
be fucking honest. All
Dude,
right?
that should be the fucking official name of the DFF audience, dude. Stupid plebs.
the stupid.
Are
pleb.
you a stupid pleb?
Stupid pleb.
Buy your new stupid pleb T-shirt.
Stupid plebs.
Oh man, maybe that should have been the name of our podcast.
Stupid plebs.
Yeah, the stupid pleb.
Oh well, too late
God,
now.
I mean, too similar to another podcast.
Hey, you know,
A little too similar there.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
All right, so let's just go ahead and get number 6 underway here.
Okay.
This is taking a little longer than maybe we planned.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
We're here for the fucking
It
long haul.
is what it is. All right, so number 6 is we got from
Just bring Bill back down.
this is the
Bill,
I think-
come on down.
I think the only animated character you have the opportunity to vote for on my list here.
I like that choice, honestly.
I mean, he's a great animated villain. I
He
mean,
is a
it was,
good
it was
villain.
hard. I mean, there was a lot. I didn't want to stack a bunch of Disney villains on the list, but there was numerous ones I could have chosen for that. But I didn't want to overrepresent the cartoon villains because, you know,
You picked the edgiest Disney villain.
I almost
Yeah.
feel like
I picked the edgiest one.
we
that
could
I
do
think
animated
of.
villains at some point, too.
Yeah.
There's so many
There are a shit ton. I mean, Disney alone has produced
God,
a
yeah.
shit ton of fucking villains.
and
Anyway,
there's some really good animated villains.
so number 6, Scotty, what's yours?
Bill the Butcher.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Told you. Bring it.
So another.
Bill-
If he wins this, if he wins the round for number 7, then we won't have to. It doesn't look like he's going to though.
Probably not.
So Judge Claude Frollo, Bill the Butcher, and Paul
Angel Eyes.
Angel Eye. What is that from again?
The good, the bad, the
Oh,
ugly.
okay. So that's the mustache guy.
Yes. Lee Van Cleef.
Wah, wah, wah. He was always playing a villain in those movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had a total villain look.
Yeah. So there we go. It looks like we got a little bit left on this poll, so I'm gonna go ahead back and switch.
So,
to
TJ,
this.
I think the outlier is definitely your choice in this one yet again, which is not surprising because you made that
I don't
list.
know. I mean, there's a lot of people who are super into the Disney stuff, and
But
I
that is
think
that is a lesser Disney film of the ones people talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like I see that performance mentioned quite a bit. I see that character brought up a lot. That fucking song that he sings has a shit ton of.
Yeah,
It's
but
definitely grown on people with
but
time.
could that be you're noticing that pattern because the human brain
Maybe,
is very good. Like, but
it is
and
my
that's
list.
something.
But if you want to, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like the people who are fans of animation might want to fucking have an animated villain on this list, which is the main reason.
Oh my god! So now TJ's
him a
like,
chance.
so TJ is
I'm kind of-
desperate for a win.
I'm trying to equate my
Oh,
character.
he's
to
so
all
desperate.
the
If you
characters.
guys want animated, hey guys, look, I mean, just vote however you want. But if you want an animated villain to be on this list, I mean, come on, guys, it's TJ here. TJ's taking a lot of L's tonight, so he's kind of begging
Yeah.
for that W.
Hey,
He
you
wants
know,
it.
this is of the people for the people.
Oh, whatever. You said they're stupid plebs two minutes ago.
Yeah, they are, but that doesn't mean it's not for them.
the stupid plebs. Oh boy.
The stupid plebs with TJ.
I told you before I even read you my list that it was going to be contentious and controversial. So
That's how I designed it.
that was my intention.
I am Edgelord
All
TJ.
right, hold on. We got an update on number 7 here. The poll is ending. It will be ending momentarily.
Looks like it was close.
And it looks like good old Agent Smith is going to have his day.
Well,
Oh,
how can you not be happy about that?
I mean, Agent Smith.
I mean, he was the only character we all seem to agree on, other than Darth Vader.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and give.
Well, my number 5 is out because I have Agent Smith, so it's already been determined. So mine,
So let's go ahead here.
that's too bad. I didn't have
Is the poll still ending? When does it end? Is it going to end eventually? Can I make this official? I'm pretty sure Agent Smith won, so let's just go ahead and announce that there.
yeah. I mean,
Agent Smith.
Agent Smith, motherfucker, yeah. It's got to be over by now, right? Doesn't take the poll that long to end. What do you mean poll ending?
Good
It's
old
over.
Twitter.
it's over.
All right, it's over.
that's
Agent
fine.
Smith won. The
Yep.
end. All right, so let's get back to business then. So you guys, Judge Claude Frollo, I've explained my reasoning. Bill the Butcher, we've already addressed him, so let's just go ahead and talk about Angel Eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Sergio Leone westerns in particular, and I felt like there's a lot of really good, iconic. I almost put Little Bill from Unforgiven on this list, but Angel Eyes, because he was in, like, you know, like I said, I also factored in Lee Van Cleef's other performances in those Sergio Leone westerns. So he's in For a Few Dollars More and a couple others as well. So I don't know, man. Just nobody in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a good guy. That's kind of the point of the film.
Yeah.
But he is definitely the dirtiest of all.
Well, he is the bad, you know.
Right. He's the titular bad. And I don't know. I think just a really iconic kind of hawk-eyed country western villain. And I think this list needs that. And there really isn't anybody on this list that's going to fill that role. So, you know, if we don't vote for fucking Angel Eyes here, then we're just saying that, you know, Western films have not produced a top 10 villain. And I don't believe that. Now, maybe, you know.
So you're doing the same thing I was doing. You were just criticizing me for and trying to tie your villain as a representative of all Western.
Yeah, well, he definitely was.
Whatever, dude.
All right. Well, anyway, so do you prefer cartoons or Westerns? It's up to, I guess that's the fucking deciding
That's
factor.
tough,
Or do you
dude.
want to give Bill the Butcher a second chance?
I mean, we should mention that Bill. I don't think Bill's on this list anywhere else, right?
Yeah, this is
Bill's last
highest
chance.
possible.
Dude, man, that would.
So we got Frollo, we got Bill the Butcher, we got Angel Eyes. They're all there. Who's gonna fucking be the decisive victor? We'll find out momentarily. But for now, it's time to move on to number 5.
Seeing as my Agent Smith was eliminated, I'm gonna put up Anton Chigurh for number 5 because I don't want I want there to be 3.
Okay.
So if he's already gone, fuck it. I'm throwing. He was someone I did actually. I really contemplated putting on the list.
Just remember, my Anton Chigurh is already number 2. So
yeah, that's why I wanted. But I thought.
But if you want to vote him for number 5, and if you don't feel like he's number 2 material,
yeah, I think
fucking hard ass to spell name. Okay, so Anton Chigurh, and Paul, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Nurse Ratched.
Nurse Ratched. She almost made my list, dude. She almost made it. Because I was trying to get that female representation, you know?
Oh, listen, look at TJ.
Because I am not sexist, unlike you guys.
The paragon of inclusivity.
Paragon of inclusivity and
all right, who's your number 5, TD, so they can lose too?
My number 5 is Annie Wilkes from Misery.
Ooh, that one, I could see that one winning.
2 big females going up against...
the battle of the bitches.
Yeah, the bitch battle.
Man,
and kind of interestingly similar in their, you know, like both kind of medical, use medical...
Yeah, actually, they're both nurses.
Yeah, that's true. Annie Wilkes is a nurse.
Yeah.
And
fuck.
So, I mean, very similar characters in Nurse Ratched and Annie Wilkes. I mean, Annie Wilkes is scarier to me because Nurse Ratched is ultimately under the delusion that she's doing good, which maybe that does make her worse. Annie, I guess, is too, to an extent, but she's more overtly evil. I mean, she was someone who got shit canned for killing for being suspected of killing.
I mean,
patients.
we know the state of mental healthcare in the U.S. So I mean, that is it really any better in a sense?
Well, here's something to think about with Nurse Ratched as well. She knew that Randall Patrick McMurphy didn't belong in a mental institution and allowed him, and in fact oversaw him being electroshocked to the point where he was completely an invalid. She knew that this man did not belong in a mental hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing about Annie, though, too, is that she actively loved the man that she was torturing and brutalizing, but she loved him so much that she had this unreasonable standard for how he should be, and she basically had a mental breakdown when she saw that in his latest book he killed her favorite character.
Well, TJ, let's quote one of your favorite artists. I love you so much, I must kill you now.
I love you so much, you must kill me now.
All right, you must, yeah.
So you got that line wrong.
Oh, sorry,
Scotty.
TJ.
You stupid,
sorry.
fucking miserable
I'm not
cocksucking
totally obsessed with Manson like you. I wouldn't fucking lick his balls.
Love you.
But yeah, you get the.
I never wanted to hear the noise TJ would make when he was sucking Manson's balls.
Not sucking, licking.
Oh, sorry.
Very
Sorry.
distinctive difference.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
Very
Wow.
distinctive goddamn difference, Paul. Don't fucking get it confused. Don't get it turned around, Paul.
Why would you make the noise when you were like?
All right, don't get distracted, Paul. We're talking about fucking Anton Chigurh, Nurse Ratched, and Annie Wilkes here.
Oh.
So, Scotty, you threw out Anton's name, kind of stole it from me, but that's cool. Go ahead and justify your choice.
Justify
Not
my
that you
choice.
have to me, because I think he's cool.
This is a movie that going into it, I like No Country for Old Men, that I didn't really know much about. I mean, I knew it was based on a novel. And when this villain gets introduced, you kind of just keep thinking to yourself when he does shit like, well, he's not going to do that. And then he does it. And then that's the entire film. It's like, they even kind of allude to it. It's like, was he the ultimate badass or something? It's like, yeah, he kind of is. But he's kind of he's a believable badass. He gets injured. He's not like he's perfect. It's not like he doesn't suffer what he's doing, but he's so driven, he doesn't care what happens to himself. He doesn't care what price he has to pay. He's going to make you pay.
And it's kind of confusing as to what exactly gives him that drive too. It just seems like
this doggedness about the character.
He has some sort of weird code, but it's kind of inscrutable. Dumb plebs representing. Yeah, that's right, Stargazer. All right, it looks like our last poll is ending. I'm going to go ahead and create the new poll for number 5 over here on our Twitter. Anton Chigurh, Nurse Ratched, or Annie Wilkes. You'll have another opportunity to vote for Anton Chigurh at number 2 if you wish.
Yep.
Nurse Ratched, Annie Wilkes are not represented any further, so it's your last chance to include
if you
one
want
of them.
Don't
vote.
be a bunch of shitlords, man. We need more women on this list.
Yeah,
Come on.
it's time for women to get their fucking
Damn,
day.
Paul. Appealing to playing the female card. Don't we need
I gotta
some
play what
strong-
I look. I
Don't
gotta
we need
do
some
it-
strong women on this list, guys?
What am I gonna do? I gotta work with what I got.
What am I
right?
gonna do? You're busting my balls here, Scotty.
You're
You're
trying to break my
busting
balls.
my fucking balls, Scotty. You're busting my fucking goddamn
Well, you know what? You're
balls.
licking Manson's balls, bitch.
It's better to lick balls than to bust them, guys. All right, so it looks like Judge Claude Frollo has run away with round number 6.
Oh,
Bill the Butcher and Angel Eyes,
don't
sorry.
really agree with that choice.
No
but-
representation for you, you faggots.
Wow.
So,
They really are the dumb fucking plebs.
see? The fucking... You're such a goddamn hypocritical sack of shit.
You guys fucking let Bill the Butcher and Angel Eyes
Yeah,
fall off the list. I mean, I'm
I don't
sorry.
agree.
It's a great cartoon portrayal of one song in the fucking movie that's watchable,
Yeah.
but come on. Bill the Butcher is gone from this
I'm
list
sorry.
now.
There's a lot of good songs
Gone.
on Hunchback, dude. You're fucking
Gone.
crazy.
I don't agree with this number, but
Fata Maria,
the
you
audience-
know I am a righteous
the
man.
audience
That's
has
the
spoken.
song that everybody's talking. That's the one.
That is the best song.
That's the well. Sing another good one.
Okay. I don't want to.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
thank you, TJ.
I need better pipes.
Yeah,
to sing
these
that.
these
Oh, yeah.
plebs have fucked
the
up.
intro song is pretty good, but
Plebs,
you
you
gotta
fucked
fucking
up.
really belt
Dumb
it out.
plebs, come on.
You guys left Bill the motherfucking
And
Butcher
Angel
off
Eyes.
of this
Yeah,
list,
but
and
that
Angel
movie-
Eyes off this list.
That movie sucked. I mean, he was good, but that movie overall pretty much sucked. So whatever. All right,
I don't
so,
think so.
Annie Wilkes is winning too. Looks like I'm starting to fucking make a comeback.
Damn, dude.
I don't know, dude. What did you do? Were you passing out money and shit over there where we can't see?
Yeah, I started typing in the chat like $10 whoever votes
Yeah.
for me.
$10 a vote, TJ.
What a bunch of fucking assholes.
No, I think that's a respectable choice.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with Annie Wilkes being on the list. Like they
It
are
looks like
very,
she's. I mean, it looks like she's gonna run away with it. So
very similar.
But,
I
you
mean,
know-
who knows? These polls, they can oscillate.
Yeah, they
people
swing.
see
Yeah,
people see someone winning and they're like, bullshit, you know.
Well, Anton Chigurh, they might want to vote it for higher up on the list too. So because that is his last place. Oh, TJ's running away. TJ's running. TJ's gone.
Yep. TJ just vamoosed.
TJ just abandoned the show in its hour of need.
Yep, that's fine. Whatever. I can't believe that shit, dude.
I really am disappointed.
Man, and he's so high up on the list
God.
too. He's like the 6th. What are we, the 7th? No, he's the 6th
Sixth.
best villain of all time.
No.
Plebs, you guys are retarded.
No.
That was a retarded vote. You need to start. We need to slow
Trolls,
down.
come on, trolls.
Slow
Stop
down.
it.
Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, and realize you just put a middling fucking Disney villain
Yes.
at number 6 on all-time villains list. You need to start
Well,
thinking about
obviously-
these numbers.
It is
He
a
is
middling
not.
villain.
He is not a goddamn middling villain.
He
Oh,
is.
he's a middling,
He is a middling
fucking villain, dude. A
He is a
middling villain.
standout performance
If you
in that
ask
movie.
your average fucking Disney
In-
fan
in a
to
middling-
name a Disney villain, how many of them are going to
Scar.
go Claude Frollo? 0.
Thank you.
No.
He doesn't even belong at number
TJ.
6 on the list of best fucking Disney villains.
TJ, if you said Scar or something,
obviously they feel
I could have
differently.
seen that.
Scar is not as cool as Judge.
So plebs
Judge
fucked
Rolo
up
did.
on that. That was a dumb fucking vote.
Good villain though.
Scar. I mean, like.
Oh,
once he
great
actually-
songs! What about great songs? Be
Be
Prepared.
Prepared is a good song, but
Jeremy Irons was
The
great
pro-
as Scar. He has a great performance.
blah blah blah.
Oh,
Anyway,
whatever, dude.
But when Scar is lame towards the end of the movie, when he takes
I know
power,
that your powers of retention are as wet
wet
as a warthog's backside. But thick as you are, pay attention. My words are a matter of pride.
All right. So let's see how this is 1 minute left in this poll here.
These fucking plebs have fucked this list. There's, man, the more it fucking sinks in that he's number 6.
I
like
know,
if he was
dude.
10, I'd be like, all right, he squeaked in, whatever.
TJ's fucking outlier bullshit.
That's worse. That's
TJ, you
worse.
spoiled this list, TJ. You spoiled this fucking list.
That's a
dude.
horrible
The
vote.
people have spoken, guys.
TJ probably went to his fucking Twitter star. It was probably like, "I'm losing. Tweet my stuff out. Please support
probably
TJ.
did.
I did
Please
not do
support
any such
TJ.
thing. I did not do any
Please
such
support
thing.
TJ's choices."
Quit being faggots.
you love me, go vote for Claude Frollo on this poll.
Yeah, please, guys.
Fucking
if you,
asshole.
if
No
you
one
ever
would do
cared
that
for me,
just for me.
if you ever cared for me as a person, vote for Claude Frollo.
made you laugh over the years.
You guys are such fucking bitter faggots.
Damn right we are.
TJ, you cannot.
You are
You
such
cannot be
bitter
happy with
faggots.
this motherfucker being at number
Yeah,
6.
he is,
I'm
dude.
absolutely happy with
Of course
it
he's
being
happy
number
with it.
six.
He knows
fucking
because he
functionally
knows
retarded.
because he knows it's a shit choice for number 6.
It's not a shit choice.
It
He's
is a
great
shit choice.
fucking-
Oh,
he's a great
God,
cinematic
dude.
Spoiler
villain.
choice.
It's a spoiler
You know, just
choice.
because you don't like fucking cartoons and you're like,
I don't like
kids shit."
cartoons. Fuck you, TJ.
You guys are a bunch of animation.
TJ, who
hating
fucking?
bastards.
No, TJ. The first person that started watching
Angel
cartoons in our
Eyes-
family was.
Angel Eyes didn't get.
Hey,
shit
TJ,
for
who rented
votes.
Akira and who said it was a stupid cartoon movie all those years ago?
I don't know, Scotty. Who
His name
did?
was Thomas James Kirk. So
did
fuck
that?
you, TJ. You fucking piece of shit.
No,
join.
Scotty, I've always had
I've always loved it.
appreciation
I've
for
always
all
loved
things animation.
All right, so this other poll is coming to an end here.
Annie Wilkes.
It's like Annie Wilkes. I win again. Interesting.
I win again. Hey guys, I win again.
Just
Smug
kind
as fuck.
of fascinating how I just keep winning.
Look how smug you become the minute you get anything to go
I'm
your
just
way,
saying.
TJ.
Hey, wasn't Agent Smith my number 7 too? Yeah, I've won the last 3. That's pretty impressive.
I win.
God damn, I guess I'm just the best at this, guys. I don't know.
God, dude.
Guess I'm just the
There's-
best
Plebs
at
are
this.
ruining
There's a lot-
this list.
This is a bunch of TJ.
Stupid fucking
All right, well,
plebs.
you know what? I don't think I'm winning the next round because mine is a fucking relatively obscure character of Mrs. Carmody, but I had to put her on there because I just
And you put her at number 4.
yeah, because I mean, like I've never in my life hated a fucking villain more than I
Let's
hated
get,
her.
let's get everything on
How
the
could
list.
I not? How could I?
No,
not do
no,
that?
no. Don't fucking talk about your character endlessly. T1000. Don't just go, let's talk about mine.
All right, go ahead.
And let's be honest. Fucking Hannibal Lecter right here, right now. Hannibal,
But you
the
know what?
cannibal.
My Hannibal Lecter is number 3.
That's
so
true.
if you want him a little bit higher,
Yeah.
So you could hold off on Hannibal if you want.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But-
definitely don't put, like, come on, meme team. Don't put Mrs. Carmody
Yeah,
at
if-
top of it. Come on, this does not belong
no,
at the number
she-
4
she
villain
does
of all
not.
time.
Every list should have some fucking surprises.
Surprises.
there already is some surprises on this
Yeah, dude.
list.
You know how it's
According to you
surprising,
guys.
dude. You know what? You know how it's surprising when you come downstairs in the dark and step in a big wet pile of cold dog shit. Some surprises
Listen.
aren't great,
All right,
TJ.
since obviously I've got the underdog character here, so let me fucking make
yeah,
my
make
goddamn
your
case,
fucking
all right?
case, bitch.
Look, I understand this. I mean, look, I went through numerous lists of top villains. I did not see her on anybody's list.
But
That's
is that
that's not a good reason
but
to
that's-
put
and-
somebody on a
yeah,
list.
it
That's
is
not
not.
why I did it.
okay?
That's just part one.
Bullshit.
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth before I mute your mic. All right.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh,
listen.
come on.
Listen.
I'm gonna mute you.
Listen. I've never had a more look. The object of a villain. I mean, a lot of times in movies we relate to the villains. We like the villain. You know, we root for the villain. It's some part of us. That was a villain that my reaction to her was just pure, visceral, crystalline fucking hatred.
YouTube atheism, TJ kicked in.
Honestly, that it has a lot to do with my atheism because to me, she was just the perfect symbol of this is religion. She's not just herself. She's just a stand-in for religion. And I already kind of had that with Judge Claude Frollo, but she's just taking it to the next level. The way that she just turns the people of the town into monsters, or just maybe brings out that monstrous nature of them. Seeing how people fall into basically a cult the second that the pressures applied to them. And just, she was so unlikable, so hateful, so hideous.
Well, they don't have any answers.
So
all of
disgusting.
these are great.
You know,
I mean, that's why I felt like she needed to be represented. I know she's a long shot.
She's
I know
a good
she's probably
villain.
not going to win.
But you know what would happen if she came against a T-1000? He'd slice a bitch!
Slice that bitch
I'm
up.
saying
Into
to pieces.
Like all of those arguments you just made are cogent, and maybe she deserves a place on this list. But you shot yourself in the foot putting her at 4. That's a retarded choice.
Yeah.
She is nowhere near top 4 villains of all time in the movies material.
If it was
I'm
a
sorry.
sleeper number 10 that just came out of nowhere, number 10, I could see. Oh shit, maybe.
I mean, look. If you had a villain that you just hated and it motivated you to want to see her dead. Or him dead.
Well, think about
more
this
than any
scene.
other villain,
Think about
you'd
this
have to give
scene,
them a
TJ.
high- you'd
Think
have
about
to give them
this
a high
scene.
ranking, wouldn't you?
The Terminator.
It would have been dishonest for me.
The Terminator comes in,
not put her
TJ.
at number
Oh, okay,
4.
we've heard you explain your bullshit.
I'm just responding to what Paul
The fucking
said.
Terminator walks in. You see the cop fucking character walk in. You're like, what the fuck is going on? And he just blows him away. But you know what? It has no effect. He shoots him fucking point blank with a shotgun.
Well, it is worth noting that this is your only chance to get a Terminator
to
represented
get
on this list.
the T-1000, even though it's not maybe it doesn't have maybe some like really any great lines. It's just the unstoppable fucking machine that just like you shoot it, you fucking do, and you try so many things to kill this thing, and it just keeps coming. I think honestly, it's a great villain. I mean, James Cameron has made some amazing films, and this is pretty much his best film.
Yeah, I mean, now that Skynet's not on the list, something should be represented from the Terminator franchise.
And I thought about the Terminator, but the T-1000 to me was just like that was just the Terminator on
the
steroids.
unstoppable force. Yeah.
I'm creating the poll now. Number 4, Mrs. Carmody, T-1000, Hannibal Lecter.
And Hannibal, dude, like honestly, what do we need to say about Hannibal Lecter?
I don't think Hannibal Lecter needs.
You
much.
don't need to explain that.
Like, here's how badass a villain Hannibal Lecter is. He takes who should be the villain, Buffalo Bill, an active serial killer out there in the world currently killing people, and uses him as a chess piece in his little game, his Machiavellian scheme to escape his imprisonment and kill all the people that have wronged him. That's a fucking villain, my friends.
Yes,
But you do have another opportunity to vote for him.
that's why he's That's why he's higher on my list because I mean it's
So it's really just a matter of whether you think he belongs at number 4 or
It's
number
a
3.
brilliant character that's not overutilized in that film. Is used just enough. Is always one step ahead of it. It feels like the viewer and everyone. I mean, everyone involved. It just feels like the performance is just so strong. And like you said, uses an active serial killer investigation as a chess piece to springboard himself to freedom and revenge.
Yep. I mean, that's just cold-blooded fucking villainy, dude. That's the essence of a villain right there. Take another villain and just use
But also
him as a little
suave
fucking
and
pawn.
intelligent and very perceptive and discerning.
Yep, playing 10 moves ahead of everybody else in the movie.
So are you guys ready to?
And he
move on to number
wins
3?
too.
He wins.
Yeah, he does.
That's a
It's
good
beautiful.
point.
He wins.
With
Yeah.
Lecter is like most villains don't win. Like Mrs. Carmody gets shot in the fucking head. And Hannibal Lecter just goes to the tropics to start eating people again.
All right, so number 3. You guys want to go on to it? I know Hannibal's back in there. I
Yep.
guess we gotta kind of wait to see how this other one turns
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So let's hold up.
So we gotta hold up. We'll just go ahead and take a real time look at it here.
Let people know which way it's swinging.
This is what's going on. You guys still have 3 minutes to go.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think this is going
Influence
the right way.
I'm happy with the way this is
The
going.
T-1000 is in the lead right now. If you disagree with that, your chance
Vote.
to vote for Hannibal Lecter, but you're gonna have another chance to vote for him.
I think the plebs have smartened up. They realize Hannibal needs to be on this list, and the T-1000 needs to be represented somewhere, so they're putting him
Hell yeah.
on. I like it. I'm fine with it. I think you're doing a good job. Fuck you to the 22% of retards who thought Mrs. Carmody.
No, it doesn't belong on
Like
the
I said,
list.
dude, there's a huge contingent of people out here who have no idea what they're doing. They're just voting for things.
No, that's bullshit.
Mrs. Carmody does not belong on this list.
I think a lot of
probably.
people probably felt the same way I did, that just hated that bitch.
I hated her,
Loved
too.
watching her die.
I mean, not to
Beautiful
mention
moment.
what the T-1000 did. I mean, yeah, it's satisfying to see her die, but the T-1000 is a way more iconic villain.
Satisfying to see him die, too.
It is.
I mean,
because the way they
she's-
finally, and that's what I'm saying. There's a payoff to that. Is you finally get to see that too. You get to see how they finally defeat this motherfucker because they've tried everything. They've fucking frozen him. They've shot him. They've fucking done everything they can. They've rammed him. They've done anything you can possibly think of to kill something that a human would think to do. They've tried.
Oh, yeah.
T-1000, dude. T-1000.
T-1000. I mean, like, he's a great fucking villain. There's no denying that.
Yeah, if you try to even deny the T-1000 is a good villain, I've seen, me and you personally probably watched Terminator 2 like 50 times. So don't even be like, T-1000 sucks.
I mean, I cannot shit on the T-1000.
Yeah, you better fucking not,
I'm
dude.
I'm not gonna.
Mrs. Carmody, though. I really hated her, man. I wanted to make an edgy refutation video of all of her points.
She didn't really make any points. She was just a cultist.
Yeah, she just becomes a cult leader, basically.
I wanted to talk about how the Bible turns
What do
people
you
into
have?
Mrs. Carmody.
What are you fucking so against?
Because
this fucking
because you
choice?
put her on this list because you were an edgelord atheist and she was like the stereotypical
Is the list
evil
supposed-
Christian.
I'm sorry I didn't make a list to reflect your fucking values, Paul.
Yeah, well, if your values have Mrs. Carmody at number 4 all time, then you're a retard, TJ.
No. Okay? She belongs there.
Well, the people
I
seem
feel
to
like
agree
she
with
belongs
us,
there.
TJ.
I mean, hey, you know, whatever. I knew that she was a long shot. I knew she probably wasn't going to make the cut.
Look, I
A
knew
long shot.
I knew the people in the audience wouldn't be smart enough to recognize this
Yeah.
this beautiful dark
Well, that's
horse
what I'm
choice.
saying.
But you know, I'm understanding.
Talk about a Hail Mary from the parking lot of the stadium.
Dude, it is.
A long shot. Come on, dude.
Hey, you know.
And he throws from outside the stadium, and it's totally incomplete because this play is not even fucking legal.
She belongs in the list. I'm sorry. I'll maintain that, but I have no problem with the
Poll
losing
ending, you lose.
to the iconic T-1000.
Yes.
All right, so T-1000. So the next round, we got Hannibal once again.
I think that's where he belongs.
I think, yeah, probably, maybe. I don't know. I got Darth Vader. You're going to have...
Ooh, I think Vader is a little bit higher in my opinion.
You're gonna. I mean, don't you guys have them at 1 and 2 respectively?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
So you have you could have plenty of other chances to vote for Vader if you think
Yep.
it should be higher.
If you think Vader should be number 1, you have a chance to vote for him.
Yep.
Okay.
And mine was the Wicked Witch, which is
The
the
Wicked Witch.
last time you're going to get to vote for her on this list as well. One of the iconic
God.
villain performances of all time. So influential, so incredibly influential. Changed the way that movies were made, changed the way that movie villains were looked at.
I think we should all just go back over our top 3 so people have an idea of the lay of the land at this point.
Sure.
So number 3, I got Darth Vader. Number 2, I have Anton Chigurh. And number 1, I have the Joker from The Dark Knight.
Okay.
So we're all pretty close here. I'm number 2. I have is Heath Ledger's Joker. I have number 1 is Darth Vader, and number 3 I have is Hannibal Lecter.
Yep. And I've got Wicked Witch of the West for number 3, number 2 Darth Vader, and number 1 Count Orlok from Nosferatu.
So we're gonna have some. Well, I'm kind of glad you chose that one, Paul, because then number 1 isn't. You know, I mean, because we're pretty we're almost interchangeable in these last 3.
Yeah.
So I mean, like the reason I wanted everyone to go over that again is because I didn't want it to get to a point where some iconic villain got left off the list because there was a more iconic villain against them at some point.
Right.
So.
That's why you put Judge Claude Frollo up, so Bill the
Yeah.
Butcher could get knocked off the list by
That's
your
a fucking shame.
stupid ass bullshit.
Oh my God! Just get over it.
No.
Such a whiny little bitch.
The performances are not comparable, TJ. I'm sorry.
I mean, Bill the Butcher was all right. I mean, I don't remember a goddamn thing he said or did in that movie. I remember he was real intense. I remember
Go
Big
watch
deal.
his scenes on YouTube and tell me that's not an amazing fucking performance, TJ.
I'm
Tell
sure
me
it's
that.
amazing because it's fucking what's his face, but it just I mean,
It's not amazing because it's
It
him.
ain't
It's
his best
amazing.
role. I mean, I'd put Daniel Plainview as a fucking top 10 villain over fucking Bill
I
the Butcher.
I
don't
don't
agree.
think Daniel Plainview is really a villain.
He's not really
He's definitely a fucking villain.
He's. I would just say
Just because it's told from
he's
his
the turn of the
perspective.
century fucking just total capitalist willing to do anything to make money.
Yeah, a villain.
He. I don't know if you could classify him as a villain.
I do. But whatever.
Well, that's a debate.
He's a
to
pretty
be had.
goddamn sympathetic villain.
What? I don't feel like I feel no sympathy for Daniel Plainview and his disgusting
Then I don't think
fucking
you
crusade.
understand the fucking film. TJ.
I do. I do.
I don't think you do.
I understand it better than either.
No, I don't think you do, TJ.
Oh my god, I don't even remember nothing he said.
I don't remember the movie.
No, I said I didn't remember anything about fucking Bill the Butcher. I remember
No.
Daniel Plainview.
Oh, whatever, Bill.
Your brother from another mother. I'm your friend.
I love that scene. I'm your friend,
I'm
Dad.
your friend, Daniel.
Ah!
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and create this next poll. Hannibal Lecter, Darth Vader, Wicked Witch.
Hannibal the Cannibal.
All right, so let's talk a little about Darth Vader because he's on all these.
Yeah.
You know, why does he make the top 10 list? And I think it's easy because Star Wars is the biggest film franchise ever.
Yeah.
I mean, Darth, and of all those movies, of all the other villains that have come, you know, I understand Palpatine. I understand people saying, you know, he's the one pulling the strings, but Vader just, he just introduces you to the Star Wars universe. He's this great villain, and he feels what a villain should be.
He's got a satisfying arc, you know what I mean? He has a redemption story, which is always nice when you can do it without being cheesy.
Yep.
You know, he's just imposing. So super iconic, man. Nobody in the world doesn't know Darth Vader. If you have access to media of any kind, you show somebody a picture of Darth Vader, they're going to go Darth Vader.
Don't choke on your aspirations, Paul.
And that's why they're poorly imitating what Darth Vader was.
The Darth Vader.
What Darth Vader was, even in present times.
All right, so Paul, you pulled Wicked Witch for number 3, right?
Yep.
Why do you feel she deserves to be that high on the list?
I just don't. I don't think movies would be the same without the performance. Yeah, it doesn't play as well as a modern performance, but you got to look at it in context. I mean, one of the first color films that anybody ever saw, and she is this just glowing green menace on the screen. You got to put yourself in the mind of somebody that had never sat in front of a movie screen and seen something in color. And one of the first things that they see is this just fucking almost impossibly bright green, you know, witch woman. You know, the way that her costume kind of accentuates how bright and green she is something that makes her, I think, incredibly iconic. Like, once again, these top 3 for me were almost all legacy votes. I mean, it's just... You know, you can't leave her off this list. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, like, I fucked around a lot on my list, but my top 3, I think, are pretty fucking, you know.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
It's hard to leave Hannibal off a list of best movie villains.
I agree.
I mean, unless you're TJ who thinks he's the hero.
Yeah. But Hannibal is pretty decisively winning the poll for number 3 right now, but there's quite a bit of time left.
I think he deserves it. The Wicked Witch of the West, I mean, God, it is great. It is a great villain. And I almost feel like it's a shame because I feel the Wicked Witch should have been number 6. If I'm just being honest, just in retrospect.
Oh, well, yeah, any of these, you know, would have been, I mean, that fucking number 6 is like a herpes sore on this list.
It really is.
She's going to get off this list. I mean, she's not. It looks like she's not going to be on this list, which is kind of a shame. But
that movie did come out quite a long time ago, and a lot of people are more familiar with Vader, and they're a lot more familiar with Hannibal Lecter. And let's be honest, a lot of people are
holding out.
I think Vader's going to be number 1.
I think they want Vader to be number 2 or number 1,
which I understand because I mean, so many people, I mean, just have a love affair with Star Wars, and especially the original trilogy. They've been a great series of films, and I agree with you. Empire Strikes Back, Vader is who I'm thinking of. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, it has some of the greatest. You know, really, in my opinion, it has some of the best scenes in cinematic history, especially the reveal. I mean, TJ even told me a story about somebody that... what was the story you told me about? Like a guy went on a date?
Yeah, he went on this old dude told me a story about going on a date with this fucking, like, ultra-Christian girl who never cursed or anything like that, and they went and saw The Empire Strikes Back, and... when Darth Vader revealed he was Luke's father, the Christian girl who never cursed was like, what the fuck? You know?
Damn.
So, like, it was powerful enough as a moment to get her to kind of drop her guard, I guess, and sort of, you know, do something.
Yeah, I've always remembered that when you told me that story because it just kind of that to me summed up the way that a lot of people feel about the original Star Wars trilogy.
My
especially
God,
that
this
reveal.
list sucks. Where's Joker? Joker, you're gonna have 2 opportunities to vote for Joker.
Yeah, the Joker is coming.
The Joker is gonna be he's number 2 on Scotty's list. He's number 1 on my list.
So you have a chance to vote for the Joker.
So I mean, in my opinion, this is probably gonna come down to: do people think Joker is number 1 and Vader's number 2, or vice versa? Because I don't think anything's gonna usurp those 2.
I think the Joker should be number 2, personally. But we'll get to that in a second.
But I mean, people are gonna have other choices as well.
Yeah, they are.
Super effective.
I mean, we've kind of discussed all these characters in depth. I would say at this point, Hannibal Lecter is probably going to win. I think he deserves the spot.
Hannibal is far enough ahead that I'm pretty comfortable calling this for Hannibal here.
Yeah, I think we should just call it. He's over at 6. He's at 62%. No, I don't think they're going to make up enough
It's pretty
ground.
insurmountable. We've had about 400 something votes for each one. There's not.
Yeah,
I don't think this is gonna be the one where a bunch of fucking Wicked Witch supporters show up last minute.
No, I think we have to
push
call
her over the edge.
You can refresh it one more time and see if anything's radically changed.
All right, so let's go on to number 2. I got Anton Chigurh here.
Okay.
But I don't think he's going to win. So we've already discussed
You know where I'm at, the Joker.
Anton Chigurh, Joker, Vader.
Yep, Joker and Vader. Wow, this is pretty tough.
We've already discussed all those characters except for the Joker. Scotty, you're the one who nominated him for this round, so why don't you go ahead and tell people why?
Like I said, the Joker, I mean, look how poorly Batman's been done. And the reason why Batman's been done so poorly with Ben Affleck is not only Ben Affleck not the right choice for the role, but the Batman has always needed a great antagonist, and his greatest antagonist is the Joker. And when people heard about this casting choice, they were just like, what? Heath Ledger? The guy that was in, like, was it A Knight's Tale and, teeny bopper kind of fucking movies and just like...
And Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, and Brokeback Mountain. Like, this guy is going to be the Joker. And the performance he delivered, I mean, like I said, arguably killed him. I mean, it kind of made him a little crazier, at least maybe kind of just accentuate that in his personality, but maybe that's kind of what the Joker was in the film. He was just a person that had been so warped and so damaged and so depraved. Like, there's so many iconic scenes. There's the pencil scene. There's where he always tells people about his scars.
I love his speeches in that movie.
I mean, the great speeches. I mean, he is just everything you can imagine as. And it's almost like I said at the end of that movie, when the Joker doesn't get what he wants, you're almost kind of disappointed.
I will admit that I left the Joker off my list because I knew that he was going to be represented on the list somewhere. I used him to fit a flex pick in so that we could have a little variety because I just knew. I mean, this is an iconic villain. And when you're talking about the Joker, you're not just talking about Heath Ledger's Joker. You're talking about Nicholson's Joker as well, which in its own right is a fantastic villain performance.
Well, I didn't know if we were supposed to... Are we picking the character? Are we picking...
I was assuming you were going as a specific performance of the villain, but... I think Ledger's is probably the definitive at this point.
Yeah, I think most people agree. But Nicholson had a good performance.
Mark Hamill's done some great turns as the animated Joker. Jack Nicholson did some great stuff as the Joker. I mean, Cesar Romero, he had kind of a fun Joker, not anywhere near the consideration of the top spot.
But good for the time period.
But, a nice campy version, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and create this poll. I'm going to create a 5-minute poll here. Now... The thing about it is, right now, that we're looking down the barrel of is...
There's a lot of strategery going on right now.
Yeah, you got to kind of strategize here.
Because TJ has his Joker as his number one pick.
Because Joker's number one, and Scotty has... I have Joker's number one, and Darth... it's kind of reversed. Like, do you think you really have to vote based on that order, unless maybe if you don't like either of those characters, you can go with...
With Orlok, dude. And I'm gonna make the case for Orlok at number one.
I mean, I think there's a case to be made. He's cool.
Oh, shit, TJ.
So, so it's basically, at this point, we got 45 votes.
A lot of votes are still coming in.
I don't think Anton Chigurh is going to win this. It's going to be between the Joker and Darth Vader.
Yeah,
as it probably should be. And it's tight.
Wow,
so
it
it's
is
basically
tight.
It is tight.
And the next round is probably going to be the same, with Orlok as a spoiler.
Yeah.
Do you think Joker should be number one and Vader number two, or vice versa? Or maybe you want to be the spoiler vote and go with Orlok?
Your vote counts.
Oh, the Joker jumped up again.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to swing again, dude, I bet.
Yeah, I feel like the Joker belongs at number two. I think it's
probably
tough.
Going that way because they want Vader at number one.
Yeah, I think it's tough. And the Joker performance, especially Heath Ledger's performance, is great. But I think Vader's just a little bit too iconic, and he has to get that legacy point. And I think that legacy point puts him over the Joker.
But, I mean, if you vote for... I mean, whether the Joker or Darth Vader wins this, if they were to vote for Orlok on the third round, that means that either the Joker or Darth Vader is getting left off the list.
That's true. It is possible.
So that's a fucking...
I don't think that Orlok is going to win.
I mean, I would probably fucking...
But you haven't heard my plea.
But maybe Paul can fucking use his gift of gab.
Maybe Paul's impassioned plea will convince me.
You haven't heard, yeah.
I haven't heard.
I don't know if you can erase years of loving Star Wars and the Joker, but maybe you can. I don't think you're going to be able to.
We'll see.
But we shall see.
I mean, there's nothing we can really do until this
yeah,
wraps up.
So, guys.
I mean, we can kind of take a little look at where we're at now,
Oh, you
Yeah,
want to do that?
like list wise.
I mean, I thought we'd just go over it when it's finished.
Sure. Well, we're getting down to the wire here then.
And you guys can go shit on number 6. I can't believe fucking people thought Claude Frollo was a good villain.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's going to be trolls now like Claude Frollo should have been number 1.
This list has
I would
herpes,
fucking,
dude.
I'm gonna I would have nominated him for number 1 if I'd have known.
Oh, fuck you, TJ.
If I'd have known, I'd have known. I mean,
You do not feel he's number 1.
This list caught a
Number
case
1.
of herpes from you,
Okay,
and it's currently
TJ.
having an outbreak right now in the form of Claude Frollo at number 6. It just stands out as a like it's kind of poopy to like put that out and say, all right, well, but I guess it's an audience list, so they got to live with that shit.
Totally out of place on this
Frollo
list.
number 1.
Frollo does not belong on this
Frollo
list.
number
He doesn't.
1.
He doesn't. I'm
Frollo
sorry.
number 1.
He is
TJ
Frollo in
knows
the White
vastly
House.
overrepresented.
Frollo at the White House?
Yeah.
We need Frollo in the house.
All right,
What
what
is
is-
House.
CJ, man?
What does the chat think about all this Frollo controversy? I've seen a whole lot of Frollo number 1s in the chat right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a bunch of fucking trolls, dude.
I'm gonna,
Stupid
I'm gonna put
fucking
out
plebs.
a Frollo number 1 shirt.
No, dude, put out a stupid fucking plebs with Frollo's face on it. Make Frollo their fucking mascot, dude. Make them wear their
we
Frollo
could just
around.
call our audience Frollos, dude.
Yeah, stupid
The
fucking
Frollo army.
Frollos. Stupid Frollo.
I know
pieces
a
of
way
shit.
we can spend a little time here because before we did this, Tommy from the Bronx actually sent me his list of top 10 villains.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went ahead and he sent it to me on a text message here.
Dude, how many gangsters do you think are going to be on that list?
All right, he put Sheriff Doggett, Gene Hackman from Unforgiven.
Okay, yeah.
Which I don't really know if I consider him necessarily a villain, but whatever. I mean, I think you could see the argument. Lex Luthor, also Gene Hackman. Got a Gene Hackman streak going
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
Annie Wilkes from Misery, who actually didn't
okay.
make the list. Gordon Gekko from Wall Street.
That's a good one.
John Doe from Seven, played by Kevin Spacey.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a
good one.
choice.
Not allowed to enjoy that role anymore, though.
Oh yeah, because he's a
Oh, yeah.
wangler.
He's a wangler.
He wangled.
Tim Curry's Pennywise. Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Max
Good.
Cady from Cape
Max
Fear.
Cady almost made my
Yeah,
list.
mine too. He was like a number
So
11
close.
or 12 in my book.
How did you not knock Frollo off for Max
Oh
Cady?
my God,
Dumb
get
piece
over
of
it.
shit.
God, I know, dude. It's
You
so
need to go
stupid.
rewatch that
I'd rather
movie.
Max Cady. If Max Cady was at 6, I'd be happy.
I would too.
You guys are such
This
goddamn
Frollo shit
whiny
is
faggots.
horrible.
You need to rewatch that movie. I think
Horrible.
he's much better than you fucking seem to remember him.
It's like an
Terrible
11th.
choice.
It's like an 11th toe. It's like somebody that's got a double pinky.
Number 2, the Joker. He might actually get that. And Darth Vader is number 1.
There you go.
He might get that too.
Some crossover there. We might want to have Tommy like do a guest spot for one of these lists because
He really wants to.
he had a great that was a pretty good list, man. I didn't disagree with any of those.
All right, pretty safe to say, looking at this, that the Joker
Yeah.
has gotten the number 2 spot.
Cool. Definitely puts me in a tough position.
So, your choices are Darth Vader.
Yep,
Fuck
Darth.
Paul.
My choice of the Joker's already been represented.
Yep.
So I'm going to just go ahead and nominate Frollo for a second time.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
He's on the list. You're not allowed to do that, TJ. You piece of fucking
I mean, you know
human
what?
garbage.
If
If you want to throw another choice, then whatever. I don't care. I'm confident that Vader's taking home the
I know
gold,
the Wicked
dude.
Witch isn't making this. I mean, look, it's. I mean, let's.
Wicked Witch
I
ain't
could throw
winning.
someone else out there, but it'd be pointless.
All right.
It's Darth Vader versus Paul's choice of Orlok. Is that how that's spelled?
All right, Paul. I think that you have the uphill battle.
No
so
C.
There's no C, so it's like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
So, Paul, we yield the floor to you.
All right, so Paul,
All right.
hold on. I'm going to put you on screen here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Give
So-
us the reason why they should eschew the super iconic Darth Vader for
Gotcha.
Count Orlok.
Okay.
Chat, I know that you're thinking there's absolutely no way, but I want you to go on a journey with me. I want everybody to close their eyes like I'm doing here. And I want you to imagine a primeval forest, okay? Weird dinosaur screeches, a big giant fucking mosquito the size of a hawk flies by, weird plants and animals you've never seen, and amongst the shrubbery, there's a little rat-like creature, and that's our ancestor, right? Some weird little scurrying, the first mammal. That's Count Orlok, okay? I want you to imagine that mammal doesn't exist. Nothing that comes after it matters. Count Orlok is the fucking template for movie villain. If not for fucking Count Orlok in Nosferatu, Max Schreck's absolutely fucking brilliant performance in that film, nothing that came after would have been the same. You wouldn't have a T-1000. You wouldn't have a Xenomorph. You wouldn't have a Count Dracula. You wouldn't have a Joker or a Darth Vader. And I know, chat, I know that you have a hard time even thinking about leaving Vader off of a list like this. But I want you to think about two things. Number one, this list is already a meme because somehow TJ snuck fucking Frollo onto it. And number two, if not for Count fucking Orlok, there wouldn't be a Darth Vader, okay? Darth Vader would be some other fucking horrible thing interpreted through some other lens. It's the foundational villain, and if you leave him off this list, you've lost. And that's it.
All right, Paul made his speech. Now go vote for Darth Vader.
Yeah,
Fuck
Darth
you,
Vader.
TJ.
Look, Darth Vader would butt fuck Count Orlok in his fucking sleep. He is a fucking great fucking villain. Fuck Count Orlok. Yeah, you know what, Paul? You need those trailblazers, but just like the pioneers, we don't want to live like them. We want to live in the fucking present, which is Darth motherfucking Vader. This smart and intelligent fucking group of people is going to make the right decision. I have faith. And look, Paul, yeah, you know, that's fine that they made that they fucking made.
Just think of the furry little creature in the forest.
The furry little creature that Darth Vader would cut in half.
Dude, I didn't even
with his fucking lightsaber.
I didn't even intend to do this, but instead of titling this tweet number 1, I just titled it Darth Vader.
Fuck you, TJ.
Oh shit! Look,
it's tight, dude.
oh shit, dude.
Maybe
Oh
there's
my
some
God.
Orlok.
There's some Vader haters out there.
My
dude.
plea, think of the furry little creature. Chat, if you haven't voted yet, I want you to think of that furry little creature and imagine
Look.
it didn't exist. Look around you. Everything that
Look, chat,
stands around
if you
would
want
not
us to
exist.
have a real list, if you want us to have a respectable list, is Orlok nearly number 1?
There would be no
Is that
Vader.
what you guys think? I don't know if that's true or not. There's no way of knowing that. Maybe there could have been another iconic role.
Nope, there would be no
Yeah,
Vader.
you don't know that, Paul. That's all fortune telling. Look, you guys have to vote for Vader. If you don't vote for Vader, our list is going to be strange. It's going to be absurd. It's going to be the wrong choice. Orlok is definitely deserving of this list, but he's not deserving of number 1. Maybe a number 5, maybe a number 6.
Where are my furry woodland creatures at, dude? Come on, man. Think of that primeval.
A furry
think of that
woodland
jungle.
Paul.
Listen, can you hear that fucking pterodactyl?
Frolok. Frolok, dude. Frolok.
You hear the
Frolok,
hum of that
dude.
giant fucking mosquito, bzzz, and what's scurrying through the bushes? You hear it? You see it there? Hear it squeaking? Squeak, wee, 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 wee. It's our ancestor. Don't kill our ancestor. Vote for the furry woodland creature. Please.
Darth Vader killed children. He committed genocide. Tried to turn his own son over to the dark side. He's a bad motherfucker, dude.
He's willing to do whatever it takes to be the best fucking villain, dude. If Darth Vader has to fucking polish your knob, he'd be willing to do it.
He's not even really a villain, man. He's the good guy, dude. He saves the fucking whole. He saves everybody from the goddamn emperor,
he has
man.
a last minute.
Yeah, you know what?
He's a good guy.
That's why he's a beautiful villain,
Good
Paul.
guy. He's not a villain. You guys
He
are.
redeems himself in the end, Paul.
he's a good guy.
Well, no, he's taken over. He gives his feelings, his feelings over the dark side. He becomes a villain. You know, he's basically the number 2 in command of a galactic empire. I mean,
He
maybe,
was a good guy all
maybe,
along.
Maybe not number 2, but
He
definitely
infiltrated the empire so that he could get close enough to the fucking emperor.
He was
to
already
kill him.
close. There was
The
plenty
whole
of
dark
times they're
side
around
thing
each
was
other.
fake. He was a good guy all along. Doesn't belong on this list. Doesn't
he was
belong.
convinced.
Doesn't
he was
belong.
convinced to join the dark side long ago.
Think of the hear it squeaking. Squeak, squeak, please, 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 don't
Yeah.
kill me.
Count Orlok's theme music. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, no one knows his fucking shitty theme music. I can't believe you named the tweet Darth Vader, TJ.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely not trying to influence
Yeah.
people's votes.
Darth
with that
Vader.
I mean, I just whatever.
You accidentally did it, man.
Oops.
Whoopsie daisy.
Oops. I did it again.
But it looks like you might win, Paul. So.
Where are my woodland creatures
You
at?
might-
I slanted the pole.
But you know what, TJ? If Paul wins, it's just say even despite the fact the poll was slanted, he still won.
Yeah. That's true. He'd be like, you guys tried to cheat,
But whatever.
I
mean, if that's what the audience thinks, that's cool with me.
I still won.
Because you know what? This is a fucking democracy. As much as democracy will fucking suck sometimes, you gotta accept it for what it is.
You gotta accept your fucking Count Frolos there,
Yeah,
Paul.
Count Frolock, dude.
Count Frolock. Frolock the Magnificent.
So,
Herpes
TJ,
sword.
do we have a decision yet?
Not quite yet.
Last chance to vote. If you want Vader,
It's way tighter than I
if
thought
you
it'd
want
be.
Vader, vote now. Vote
Come
now.
on.
Vote now. If you do not want Vader, then hey, you might be getting Frolock.
Think of the woodland creature.
Fuck the
Hear
woodland
the
creature.
pterodactyl scream
Think
over
about a
the primeval
lightsaber
forest.
being shoved up Paul's fucking ass as he's fucking wrong about this shit.
Orlok! Orlok! Do you hear the pterodactyls? Orlok!
TJ singing sucks. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No, you won't.
TJ's singing fucking sucks.
TJ sounds just like Freddie Mercury. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. I'm the reincarnation of Freddie Mercury on this
Yeah.
planet. That's what's going on there.
That's what's going on.
All right,
obviously.
so the fucking result that I predicted, not as close as I predicted, but whatever. There's some Vader haters out there, a bunch of goddamn
Vader
costume
haters.
Damn it, come on.
Yes!
No, it's over.
Fuck.
Darth Vader is number one.
Yes!
No one wanted disgusting. Well, actually, a lot of people did.
A lot of
Count
people
Orlok.
did.
I think they were just trolling, but
Trolling, please, TJ.
It was close.
They were won over by my impassioned plea. Look
Your
how good
impassioned
Count
plea
Orlok
sucks,
did
dude.
against Vader.
you're in plastic.
That's a badge of honor, dude.
No,
That
it's
is a
not.
badge of honor
Well,
right
you
there.
made a pretty compelling case for Orlok.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, you did.
All right, number 10, HAL 9000. Not pleased with that result, but whatever.
Good result.
Number 9, Hans Landa. I'm fine with that one.
Good result.
Number 8, Norman Bates.
Yep.
Yeah, man, I think he deserves it.
Yep.
Number 7, Agent Smith.
Yep.
He was definitely going to end up on here. We one of the only 2 characters that we each did on the list. Probably should have maybe
Deserving.
Probably deserved higher spot just because of that. But whatever. He fell where the people belonged. Number 6, Judge Claude Frollo, the greatest villain of all time.
Boo! Totally disagree.
Terrible.
Shame he was
pick.
not at number 1. Avata Maria. All right. So, number 5, Annie Wilkes.
Totally deserves it.
Yep.
Was a great female villain. Actually, despite all my female nominations, only one woman on the list. I think.
Sexist.
Hey, I put 2 up as well.
Disgusting, sexist chat. T1000, number 4. Number 3, Hannibal Lecter. Number 2, the Joker. Number 1, Darth Vader. I think that probably those top 3 are...
You read that number 1 wrong, TJ. It's Orlok.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me just change
Look-
that.
look at the
oh,
twi-
wait, I'm not going to do that.
I like the tweet. Darth Vader, vote now.
Wow.
Darth Vader.
But the most votes of anyone, 569 votes.
Well, I mean, it's a number 1
I mean, of
thing,
course.
so.
Well, but thank you guys for fucking voting.
Yeah, wow.
Someone in the
Helping
chat
us
said they're
determine-
downvoting this garbage. Why'd you sit here and stay and watch the whole 2-hour thing
What a retard.
if you didn't like it?
Yeah, just downvote and leave.
You're
Truly a
stupid
pleb.
fucking retard.
Stupid
piece of
fucking
shit.
pleb.
Truly belong in this audience of stupid fucking Frollo voting plebs.
Frolock.
Bunch
All right.
of Frollo voters.
Well, we got our list. I don't think any of us are 100% behind it, but it is the will of the people, and I think that it's pretty respectable overall. So let's if you enjoyed this, let your friends know and all that bullshit, and check us out. And please, if you like our show, fucking give us some dough on Patreon. We don't bother you with Streamlabs and other shit like that. I think the Drunken Peasants is streaming over now at the Drunken Peasants channel, so you can go check that out if you're looking for something else to watch. And thank you guys very much for watching Deep Fat Motherfucking Fried.
Good night, everybody.
Good
See ya.
Orlok for life.
Vader.
Vader haters.
Frollo.
Perfetto Friday!